55 of them gone in an instant, really collapsed into what is now a 3-story pancake. This is very much still a rescue operation. They are doing all sorts of things, using drones, using dogs, even using tunneling to try to find any signs of life in there.
Fox's Steve Harrigan. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announcing today there will be a new House Select Committee to investigate the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol building. The move comes after Senate Republicans last month blocked the creation of an independent commission to probe the assault. Another encouraging report today on the nation's job market.
It appears employers are continuing to hold on to their staffs this month. The latest reading on the job market, the number of people filing for unemployment benefits last week declined to 411,000. It's an improvement, though economists were hoping for a larger decline. Those still receiving benefits dropped to 3.3 million. Employers are reporting increased demand for workers as COVID-19 cases have declined, more people are vaccinated, and governments have eased restrictions.
Fox's Ginny Casola. America's listening to Fox News.
Hafide, this is Severina. Here at APL, our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit www.apl.com.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they'll continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer staycation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $3,900 by calling Family Finance. Agana 475-4545, Upper Tumon at 647-5626, or in Dededo at 633-4473. Family Finance, serving the people of Guam since 1959.
The U.S. is condemning a deadly airstrike in Ethiopia.
Ethiopia's military confirms its air force bombed a busy marketplace yesterday as part of an ongoing conflict with rebels in the region of Tigray. Reports say at least 51 people were killed, but Ethiopia is claiming no civilians died, instead saying those killed were fighters wearing civilian clothes. Other accounts contradict that claim. In 7 months of fighting, thousands of people have died and more than 2 million have been displaced. In London, Simon Owen, Fox News.
The head of the Imperial Palace in Japan says Emperor Naruhito is extremely worried that the Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics could accelerate the spread of coronavirus. The nation's prime minister is determined to hold the Olympics despite widespread concern and opposition. The delayed games open July 23rd and the Paralympics begin a month later. New York State is lifting more coronavirus restrictions today.
Starting today, New York's state of emergency is over. Governor Andrew Cuomo made the announcement yesterday, calling it a new chapter, a welcome sign for the place that was once the U.S. epicenter of the pandemic. New Yorkers will still have to wear masks in some places, including on public transit, as well as in hospitals and nursing homes. The CDC says more than 71% of adults in the state have had at least one dose of a COVID vaccine. More than 53,000 New Yorkers have died of COVID-19, according to Johns Hopkins, and the New York Times reports that more than 33,000 of those were in New York City alone. In New York City, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
The state that launched the movement to offer millions of dollars in incentives to boost vaccination rates is ending its program, still unable to crack the 50% vaccination threshold. Yesterday's winners of the program, launched by Ohio Governor Mike DeWine last month, include an adult who takes home $1 million and a child who will receive a full college scholarship. I'm Rich Dennison, and this is Fox News.
Get your shot and win big prizes, Guam. The Office of the Governor and the Guam Visitors Bureau presents Vaccine Win Guam. Protect our community by getting your shot and enter online at visitguam.com/vax for a chance to win. Starting June 14th to July 21st, we'll be giving away weekly prizes of $10,000 cash and a brand new car to lucky residents who are fully vaccinated. That's 6 weeks of Vaccine Win opportunities. Some conditions apply. Log on to visitguam.com/vax for official promo rules or to submit your entry today. Let's Vaccine Win, Guam!
Need to finish the job or start one the right way? Get the right stuff at East West Rental Center. You can switch to easy mode using industrial strength equipment. With years of experience helping builders, East West Rental gives you exactly what you need. Tools for landscaping, concrete, lifts, trucks, tables, tents, chairs, water blasters, excavators, forklifts, air compressors, and more. Call East West Rental Center at 646-1463 or visit them in Upper Tumont. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 to 5, Sundays 8 to 5.
Diving and seeing our coral reef full of life.
I really love hiking the trails.
I really love going to the beach. The sunsets are amazing.
Your island needs you. Help preserve what makes our island home. Stop those who threaten our wildlife, plants, and environment. Install the free Toka app and report poaching, littering, burning, and other environmental crimes. Call 864-TOKA or install the free Toka app today. This public service announcement is brought to you by the Department of Agriculture, UOGC Grant, and Choice Broadcasting.
Half a day at 6:06. I'm Montesova Tyron with a look at your local news on the point. With more than 91,000 people fully vaccinated and the island getting closer to the governor's herd immunity, the governor is considering restoring the island's normal state by July 21st. That includes the lifting of mask requirements, the social distancing, and the capacity within local business is also restored. The governor's goal is to get 80% herd immunity against COVID-19 by Liberation Day. That's July 21st. During the Economic Forum yesterday at the Hyatt, the governor told business and industry leaders that Guam has made great strides to shift from COVID response to recovery. So far, we're at 72% adult vaccination rate, according to the Guam Daily Post, which covered the forum. The governor could lift more travel restrictions when we reach 75%. As recommended by her physicians advisory group. The governor says her goal is to get the island back to normal as soon as possible and is considering making masks optional. She also intends to restore occupancy limits to 100% and lift the cap on social gatherings. Dr. Hao Nguyen, who's chairing the governor's physician advisory group, says that wearing masks will become optional once we get to 80% herd immunity. But the lifting doesn't exactly mean that the public health emergency will end. The Post reports that the governor is still raising issue with new COVID variants. There is some optimism, though, for the economy, according to analysts and strategists, as the island gets closer to restoring the tourism industry and welcoming back visitors. GVB stating yesterday that they are looking forward to the easing of even more travel and quarantine requirements in July. GVB's president, Governor Carl Gutierrez, continues to tout the vaccination and vacation program, which has attracted the attention of expats and foreigners living in Asia, looking to get COVID vaccinations. But with the cost a little steep for some travelers, GVB is looking at ways to ease some of the cost for some of those perks. The Post reports the $880 in addition covers additional Airbnb fees per traveler, including the PCR test. And that's on top of the nightly hotel room rate. These are some of the turning off. These things are turning off potential customers. And Gutierrez says that some travelers have even backed out of their plans to come to Guam because of it. It could be a little less of an issue if travel requirements are eased up in July, which could result in reduced cost. If they also eliminate the cost for testing, that could also be a good thing, he says. GVB also reported this week they are anticipating 3 charter flights in July from Taiwan, and it could mean about 500 travelers coming here. Another highlight from yesterday's forum are plans for the government of Guam to plug cash into jobs, at least for 3 months. The governor and the Department of Labor, Director Dave De La Sola, discussing plans that the government has to pay for 3 months of pandemic-hit workers' salaries so that more businesses can fill the job vacancies and fully reopen. It could mean 5,000 to 6,000 people could get back to work. The subsidy is up for $9.25 an hour for up to 480 hours of work per week. So if an employer decides to hire a worker for $15 an hour, the government will cover $9.25 of that. The plan is mainly for those still on the PUA program. We'll have more news right after this.
Do you dread waiting in those long, inconvenient lines? That's why you won't find them at Bank Pacific. We're back to our pre-COVID Monday to Saturday hours with all of our branches open. You know, that where others put branches, we place roots thing. And if you don't want to come to the bank, we have MyCloud Banking through which you can go to the bank on any of your devices, including through our new cool mobile banking platform with a remote capture so you can deposit checks from anywhere. Offline, online, no line. Bank Pacific. Where others put branches, we place roots and rooting for you. Member FDIC.
There were 6 new cases of COVID out of 616 people tested on Wednesday. 4 of those cases were identified through contact tracing. 79 people remain in active isolation, and the CAR score is at 0.6. Elsewhere in the news, the government attorney for murder suspect Matthew Manabusan is asking the court to appoint an additional co-counsel. Jay Arreola asking for assistance in light of the discovery that he received. The judge said that he would be inclined to allow co-counsel. That trial is set for July 20th. Manabusan, you might recall, was charged with murdering Joshua James Mena, who was found in the jungle of Swamp Road. Manabusan was charged with a number of counts, including murder as a first-degree felony and aggravated assault as a second-degree felony. He pleaded not guilty to all of those charges. And 2 men caught on camera abusing a dog were charged with animal abuse. Jesse Pua Villagomez and Damian Kaleo Greer were seen on a video some months ago shooting a dog with a pellet gun in Harmon. Greer was charged with animal abuse in the second degree as a misdemeanor, while Villagomez was charged with animal abuse in the second degree and guilt established by complicity as a misdemeanor. And it's the 5th time the school has been hit in recent months, and school officials are hoping the public can help find the culprits. Until Middle School hit again by burglars on KYM last night. It was reported that the staff of the Barragata School were surveilling the campus on Wednesday when they discovered one of their classrooms was broken into. They're still putting together a list of what was broken and stolen. Anyone with information should call the Guam Police Department. And those are your top stories here on The Point. Here's Ray with your weather.
That is just chronic. Another break-in over at Untalan Middle School.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, nice campus. They spent a lot of money refurbing a few years back. And I remember, in fact, the day they were supposed to reopen, the night before, I think they got hit by burglars and the vandals out there. Maybe, I don't know, we need to put a police cob on there or something like that, because otherwise I don't see an end in sight here. 6:12 in the morning. Partly cloudy today with isolated showers. There's the weather music in the background. East winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Daytime highs today should be about 89 degrees until tomorrow night. Partly cloudy with isolated showers. There's southeast winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, and overnight lows of about 78 degrees. Highs near 89 degrees. The heat index today is going to bring it to about 94 degrees. The weather report says about a 20% chance of rain, so maybe an umbrella could come in handy over the weekend. I've got a forecast through Saturday night with partly cloudy skies and isolated showers. Why'd you go cheap on me, bro? What's up? Where's the Sunday forecast?
I'm waiting for your positive prediction because you've been pretty good lately.
It's grill marks, bro.
Okay,
it's gonna be grill
that's
marks.
what I wanted to hear.
All of the crappy weather is out of the system. You know, we got. Did you see the moon?
I did.
Did it wake you up?
I love it.
I don't. You made eye contact again. No, don't do that when we're talking about the moon, bro. I got sunrise this morning at 5:56. I'll check and see if we've got some gorgeous sunrise images from Jeff over at Pirates Cove. Sunset tonight is going to be at 6:51. 9 minutes shy of 7 o'clock. That's going to be a late sunset. Do with it what you will by the light of that full moon that's going to be popping out almost immediately after 6:14. That's news and weather together. Brought to you by Bank Pacific, banking on the Pacific for 66 years.
Circle K brings you the G-Dog. Get ready for a succulent and flavorful street hot dogs made famous in New York City. These dogs are made with 100% all beef and cooked in a delicious blend of spices for a plump, juicy hot dog experience that's bursting with flavor. Visit your nearest participating Circle K and dig in on the best hot dog experience on island. The G-Dog, served from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Available at Anigua, Dededo, and Ocean Vista Circle K locations only. Circle K, hey, take it easy.
JV International Safety Equipment has it all for you. Fall protection, rain gear, traffic signs, speed bumps, custom signs and banners, PPEs, fire extinguishers, plus more. Check them out on Facebook at JV International Safety Equipment Company or visit their website, www.jvisec.com. JV International Safety Equipment, Guam's leader in occupational and environmental safety equipment. Call 688-9524. JV International Safety Equipment, located in Harmon Industrial Park.
Fast like lightning. That's. I got. Even Pam Duvall sent me a link with lightning on it. You want to watch the video?
Of
I got
course.
the video. Put the video up on the screen. I don't know if there's any.
Is there any audio?
I don't. I don't know.
Is it her? Cussing. I'm just kidding,
The mom
Mom.
of the program does not cuss.
I know.
But on screen right now, look at that cloud lightning that we had last night. I saw something similar. I was over at Dusit with some friends because Richard Arroyo, right?
Oh.
Richard Arroyo, I told you, was performing with the band again. You got Mike Hartendorp and Mike Diamore on the side. Yeah.
Very.
Super talented guys out there. And a little bit distracted because there were some gigantic cumulonimbi off on the very far away sunset, blocking the sunset. But that was all right because what we missed in the sunset last night, we got with a little bit of a light show, kind of like this one from the backyard of Pam Duvall's place last night. But what was crazy, and I'm going to point this out here because you can actually make it out on the video that is on the screen right now. This had to have been taken around sunset, so you see the at the horizon line, you can see the little pinkish hues in there because the sun had already gone down. So up here, up on the upper right-hand side of the cloud, do you see that bright spot of light?
I do.
Why is that? Why would that be there if the sun had already gone down? Where's that bright light coming from?
I don't know.
James Howard knows.
He does.
James Howard knows. Ismail will know. It's a significant alien technology hiding behind the cloud. It's a Steven Spielberg moment. But God bless Pam Duvall for having the presence of mind to actually pull out the camera and take pictures of it. Now, as I said, fast like lightning, that's what I'm talking about with delivery over at KFC. That's the way it works now. You pick up the phone and you call them up at 300-3278. That's 300-FAST, and they will tzaddik-like bring whatever it is that you want to eat from KFC over to your house. If you're really, really nice, you say, hey, especially the one that's got the foodies next to it, like in my village, just go, hey, do me a favor, go get me some 6-pack of Big Wave, and 6-pack of Big Wave, and a big bucket of chicken, and the extra crispy, okay? Can you do that for me? And maybe they'll say yes over at KFC. Ray Gibson Show also brought to you by the team over at American President Lines, a global presence with a local home.
The Ray Gibson Show. Morning talk that matters. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Mia is 18 this weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's the theme of today's program.
That's it.
I made it the theme of today's program. This is Feel the Fullness of Friday, and happy 18th birthday to Mia Silva. Ooh,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday. We got a birthday sunrise special coming in
No
from
longer have any minor children.
Pirates Cove. What's that? No more?
They're all adults.
Wait, isn't 21 the adult thing? You still got to...
Oh, no, 18
Oh,
years.
18.
You're pushing her out already?
Get out. Get out.
Here's your bags.
Yep.
But, Mom, this is Guam.
Everything's in a trash bag, in the garage. See you later. And you can keep the car, but you have to start making the payments on it, and the insurance and the gas. It's all you now, baby. It's all you.
You know that none of that is true.
None of that is true. It has never been true in our family. Will never, ever be true in our family. We just hold on to the umbilical for as long as we possibly can. 6:18 in the morning. Hey, welcome to the program. Excuse the mess. It is the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3 The Point. My name is Ray Gibson. As usual, thrilled to be here with you today because why? It's Friday. Yeah, Friday. You know what? Yesterday almost had a Friday feel to it.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's lots of stuff going on.
Because you went out, man.
I went out.
Yeah.
I went out. Okay.
Did you dress up?
I did.
All right.
I did. I wore.
Is there any evidence? Pictures?
There might be some. There might be some pictures floating around of me and my crew last night. It was hat night. It was.
Oh, nice.
What are you laughing at? What, Mana?
I'm just wondering who's in your crew.
Sounds like the Hangover movie.
I got peeps. I got peeps.
Crew.
You know, I got people that I was hanging out with last night. You know, some beautiful people. We said, hey, the Richard Arroyo and the band's playing again over at Dusit, and we went out there, and we're like the first ones in.
Oh, yeah.
Like this is the crew.
This is the Manub crew.
We're the Manub crew. Really go out early, and we need to be eating or asleep by 9.
Oh my
okay.
God.
So we went and hang out there, and
Did
it was.
you take your Geritol?
But it was it almost felt pre-pandemic. It almost felt pre-pandemic because there wasn't a whole lot by way of, mask wearing. It's the guys with the mask and they were wearing gloves when they're serving you the little peanuts. I want to say that the prices for drinks have gone up.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. They get the menu and the QR code, which means we don't have to go back to the printer every time we raise the prices on something. But it was worth it. It's always a nice play. But music playing in the background and you get a little bit of not the sunset thing, but the lightning and all of that. That was really nice. It was nice to be back in that environment again. And so, I wore my white Levi's jeans.
Wow, risky.
I did.
Good to know they still fit.
It's good.
Yes, these are.
I checked before. Before I left the house, and I was thinking, I'm wearing my white jeans. Maybe I'm gonna wear my white Panama hat out in the crowd tonight, and that was beautiful. And I got there.
So we're coming out of the pandemic. You're still fitting your old clothes. Things are good.
It's a miracle. It's nothing short of a Christmas pandemic miracle. And then it got to be, we're sitting around going, okay, the break is too long, so let's go downstairs and eat over at the Tossie, where we heard Jack Larimer singing. Jack Larimer was down there singing, and I thought, wow, this is,
you had a bunch of brushes with greatness.
I did.
That's
Richard
Jack's
Arroyo
turf
and Jack Larimer. I guess he's going to be working upstairs at somewhere at the Deuce over the weekend. So chances are likely, if you're headed in that direction, you may see. You remember when Deuce was the big deal before they opened Tsubaki?
Yeah.
It's like everybody's over at the Deuce now. Now everybody's crowding over at Tsubaki, and I'm going to say that until we get advertising money from Deuce. Yeah, smart, right?
Okay.
Anyway, that's Real Joe. He gets the phone when you call it 888-8255, 888-TALK is the telephone number. Dying to hear about your adventures last night. Do we still have that telephone number for the Bicky girl from A Girl and a Gun?
I do.
You do? Okay, I put her on the list here this morning.
Okay,
they had that
see how they did their Crust.
Yeah, how they did it at Crust last night.
Okay.
And who was playing at Crust? Is the band back at Crust on Thursdays?
We'll find out.
Do we know? Yeah, we will. All right, so we got that. Real Joe's going to take care of that. The meme machine, obviously, is online and working. You saw some pictures of Fish Friday sunrise is going on over at Pirates Cove today. And another more aggressive sunrise from Sarita Garin's camera here this morning. Absolutely beautiful shot there. Excellent work. You're getting better and better at this. What's going on with the sunset pictures? Are you just
look at that. The Earth is curving there.
You can see it. Yes, absolutely. This is it's a holy moment. It's from Holy Sister Sarita camera. Sister Sarita's camera. All right, and Montesilva Tyrant's got news and headlines and things like that we're going to be talking about all morning long. Looks like there's some forward momentum here in the recovery of Guam. Are you starting to feel that from the headlines we're looking at?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Just got to nail down the numbers.
I was excited for you as soon as I saw the mask wearing will be optional. I was like, Ray's going to be so happy.
It's been our idea all along.
Ever since.
It's only good because it's someone else's idea now.
Yes.
Just like the early voting.
It doesn't matter whose idea it is, as long as we're moving.
That's what's going to happen. They're going to wrap Lulian Guerrero in glory on this, even though the idea has been mine for a long time. We get to whatever it is, herd immunity, whatever number you want to do for herd immunity, whatever pretend figure
See, if you
is out
had
there.
run for office, you could actually own all of this.
It's affecting policy from in here.
I'm going to own it anyway. I'm going to own it anyway. Mask and social distancing mandates will be lifted. That's page 1 of the Guam Daily Post.
Did you see my sister-in-law in the picture? Is it just in the online?
Oh, in the picture on the post?
Dr. Annette Sanchez? I think it's online only.
Do not see her in the front page. And then you've got government plans to subsidize salaries, which is also a big deal. We'll spend some time talking about these stories and others as we make our way through Friday morning. But I cannot start without these superstars right here.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody
like Monday.
knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Oh, some gorgeous stuff. The meme machine is working this morning, and it's all gorgeous shots here. This one here from courtesy, it says, of Steve Roberto from one of the charters here. And does that look like they're coming out of, is that boat basing? Yeah, that is boat basing.
Lucky. Look
Chasing
how
the
flat
sunset.
That is.
Oh, it's been like that recently. Folks, if you've been staying inside and if you've been, just, I got work to do until about 7 o'clock tonight and then I'm going to be in. No. Leave the work. Throw it. It'll be there tomorrow. Tomorrow's good. You can go in tomorrow, Saturday. Yeah. When nobody's there, phone's not going to be ringing. No interruptions. Take care of the work tomorrow. Tonight, you need to be out of the office no later than 4:30. No later than 4:30.
Come together.
In fact, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your swimming trunks or your bikini or whatever it is and get a cooler. You don't have to put anything in it. You can put something in it later because there's a Shell gas station somewhere where you can foodies up, right? Get yourself some ice and start cruising around. But that my friends is the way to do it. Friday afternoon, like I said, throw the work away, get out and enjoy Guam's incredible scenery, incredible sunsets, and incredible sunset hunters. You'd be surprised at the number of people along the western side of the island that around sunset will begin to congregate just to watch the thing.
It's true.
That's why I always say hashtag tell the others. So like I said, 6:51 for sunset tonight, and what you want to do is get there, get a good spot. Get a good spot, like at 4:30, 4:45 in the afternoon, and just sit around there with your cooler and your trunks and your favorite bikini, and man, that's the way we start off the weekend. All right, number one here. Number one is pretty Sarita Garin. Hold it down, girl. Holding it down, as we say. And careful, Jerome McDonald online this morning saying something about, well, all of Sarita's sunsets are romantic. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Going to get that woman married off. Rico B is online here this morning. Happy number 2 to Rico B. There's Mark Cruz doing his wave. JP St. Nicholas online at number 4. Henry Menglotnia. Biba, good Barstow, California, right? Is that where he's still hanging out at? I got Henry Menglotnia. Sandra Rages, who says, oh, my God, they're starting early this morning. I hope I make the top 10. Yes, you did actually make the top 10.
Congratulations.
We didn't. It wasn't that early. It wasn't that early. It was like right after the start of Fox News, but you know how I am. Sometimes I wait until after the first break to get things going because, frankly, it takes me that long to come up with a clever name for the title for the show. I got Pam Duvall, the mom of the show, is in there. We're lucky. We got 2 Dennises side by side. Number 8 is Dennis Benzur, who says, "Wow." Need more sleep. Got to get more sleep. Crap, had to wake up.
What up?
And Dennis Larson, the B-man.
My B guy.
Is on. Dude,
that's my B guy.
I had an adventure with a bee. I had an adventure with. Wait, it wasn't my adventure.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was my buddy's adventure with the bee. But I was right behind it. We're out doing hiking yesterday, and a guy goes, "Oh, I think I know this trail. Let me go first." I said, "Okay," and he went into it, and all of a sudden it was like 4 or 5 bad words followed by "ow, sting, 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 bee." he was so flustered by the booty bees that were attacking him at that time he couldn't remember the word for bee.
Oh man. He was in anaphylactic shock rate.
No, it might have been, and so I'm like, okay, so maybe I'm not going to follow you on this trail that you know so well. But it was trippy. It was Dennis knows what I'm talking about. It's these boonie bees, and they're kind of golden color.
Yeah.
And you think they're by themselves, but they have hives. Like things where several of them will share, say, the same kind of condo that we've got going on.
Yeah.
And so my buddy says, "Did you knock the nest down?" I said, "Oh no, I don't need them chasing me."
Yeah, leave them alone.
I think they weren't bothering me. They're bothering you clearly. But like I said, so freaked out about getting stung by the boonie bees, he forgot the English word for bee. I love that. 6:28 in the morning. I got Harvey Egna is online here this morning. A brand new name for the program, and congratulations. Without even trying, you made it into the top 10, which is a coveted position here among Facebook Live viewers and Ray Gibson Show listeners. Gemma SB online. Ben Servino saying happy Friday, Guam. Well, it's good to see you online as well, Ben. Keena McCausland from the upper left-hand corner of the United States of America saying good morning, Point Familia. Happy Friday and happy 28th anniversary to me and my husband.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
We'd like to dedicate,
wow.
We're going to dedicate all of Sarita Garin's very romantic
Sunset.
Almost erotic sunsets to you and Mr. McCausland.
How do you keep the music
happy
playing?
28th anniversary to you. Jane Nauta is online saying good morning, and who else is there? Zoe Kitsatsu is there. Heather Perez, Heather, I like saying it that way. Gerald Young saying, wishing everybody good morning. Ray Monajo and everybody else. Jose Martinez says Guam has made great strides An insulting statement from the person who holds these businesses hostage. Yeah, not everybody's going to be happy with how everything has been framed over in this economic recovery summit that they had yesterday. I had a little bit of play-by-play going yesterday. Big Sister Shelley was watching it because she knew I wasn't.
She's got her eye on.
Well, yeah, but it's like, okay, wake me up when we get to the good parts, and I don't know that they ever really got to them, or maybe the audio was terrible and you couldn't really tell what was going on. But anyway, yeah, it's you start thinking about what's been going on. Sure, with the lockdowns and bars that got shut down, and really at the end of it, a year later, finally being allowed to get themselves open for business, and restaurants that are still at 75% capacity, and even if they could open at 100% capacity, still difficult because we've got this the social distancing rules that are in place, and you go, okay, can we finally be done with the madness and whatever the number it is, whatever date you want, whatever the number is, all we ask here, and I think I speak for all of the people of Guam here that are tired of all of this BS, is could you just stick to it? Whatever number, whatever magical unicorn number you come up with where we say that where the doctors are okay with whatever herd immunity definition they have, stick to it. Whatever date that you've got picked out in the future, whether it's going to have all of the sanctity of Liberation Day and a new Liberation Biba for the people of Guam, whatever that happens to be, then stick to it. Don't change after that, because everybody wants to be able to make plans. That was the whole idea of this economic summit, was that we've got a little bit of certainty coming through, and we might be able to make a plan on how we're going to be doing business. Wouldn't it be awful if we keep moving the goalposts, even now after I go to Dave Del Sola and have him subsidize my next round of employees for $9.25 an hour, which is, by the way, a great idea. I'm glad Dave had it, and I hope that we get the system set up as quickly as possible. The question that I have is, how much can I use that on some existing employees? Can I use that money to subsidize some existing payroll? That, in my mind, would be awesome. Real Joe's online. Wow, amazing. You're online, Joe. Good
I
for
am
you.
Again. Wow,
you figured it out. Good job.
That?
I don't know. I got double verification on my Facebook, so I have to click on an app to get numbers. My buddy Alex Affligwe is online. Lee Stolley is there as well. I got Bennett Lujan Duenas from over at Family Finance. Now, here's something new that they're doing over at Family Finance. You can now apply for your personal loan anywhere between $1,000 and $3,900 online at familyfinanceguam.com on the World Wide Web. I saw that they put something in there now, and it's a new big deal over at Family Finance. Online applications for your personal financial issues. And they've been doing this for families on Guam for, 100 years? Something like that? They just and now the latest thing is they've gone into the digital media. Greg Kaiser is online saying Happy Friday. Army Lynn talking about The Corporation. I guess that's the name of the band that Richard's in.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is it. Sorry, I forgot. But I saw it.
I was going to call it like the Manhattan Project or something. I don't know.
That good.
They're that good. Jose Martinez talking about the light in Pam Duval's picture, talking about an Imperial destroyer. And there are some people that are saying, come and take me. I don't care whether it's an Imperial destroyer. I'd like to go anywhere but here and any other planet but the one that we're on right now, because this one is about ready to tear itself to shreds. But we're not going to talk about that because that's a Frowny Friday thing, and we don't do Frowny Fridays around here. Joanne Taitano is online. Sarita Garin wishing a happy birthday to Mia. Joe, and I already said Joanne Taitano. Let me see. Catalina Pinal Rios also wishing me a happy birthday. That's so nice. White Levi jeans, asked Jerome McDonald. Jerome, you haven't lived. You haven't lived until you've put on a pair of white Levi slacks. And they make them for men. For men. That's an important distinction.
What's wrong with you?
And the preference is to wear them with white patent leather shoes.
I have a pair.
So hard to find. So hard to find, but you get that.
Go to Tropic Wear.
Go to Tropic Wear.
Pretty sure they have.
Ruel Drilon saying morning. Oh, my buddy Colin Clark sounds like Ray was high roller last night. What happened late night? No room at the Deuce. No, I didn't do a late night over at the thing. I was. I think we got finished because we had to order at Tossie by 9.
Yeah, the kitchen's going to shut down.
Well, the last order's in at 9, and we made that, and then it was just home for the night. I was thinking maybe there could have been a couple of other stops, but it's a school night. I gotta be here with you. You know why I had to be here with you? Because just so I could get scolded by the Guam Police Department. More on that in a second. Keena McCausland says going to be 106 degrees here in Pacific Northwest over the weekend. Might be. Vancouver, Washington is hot. There's all kinds of stories talking about what a disaster things could be in the Pacific Northwest because of this heat wave and drought that's coming through. Keena, you let us know if you need some Guam Hanum, all right? And I'll have Real Joe go and get a six-pack of it and send it up in that direction. Colin says, well, might be Guam is hot. Absolutely right. Ken Augustin is there. I got Margaret Estacchio wishing everybody a good morning. Mark Voigtland, Huffa, good morning. Oh, there's at least one other guy here I was looking for. More on that in a second. Blue Jays, honeybee, June bugs, and what's more enjoyable to watch are the hummingbirds in my backyard. Skies are still gloomy for the month of June. Temps is low now at 84 degrees last night. The lowest was 59. Interesting. Ron Castro talking about Biba Friday. You better believe it's a Biba Friday. And it was, like I said, there was at least one other name here. It was there. Ken Augustin is online, but also in the program out in, you in Virginia? Ken San Augustin, the DJ.
Oh, no, he's in Texas.
Oh, what's he? Where's that job? I thought he got a job at Crutchfield.
What? I don't know if he's going to move, but he's in Texas.
I'll be darned. Okay, well, wherever you happen to be right now, welcome. I appreciate you checking in here this morning. 635-888-8255, 888-TALK for telephone calls. If you want to do the meme machine thing, it's online. We checked it already this morning. And the number on that one is 988-5874. That's 988-5874. All right, and not all of them have to be the most incredible and sophisticated jokes in the whole wide world. My brother sends one in that says, doorbell is broken, please shout ding dong really loud. And then somebody will come and open the door because COVID-19. 6:36 in the morning. What do we get to talk about today? As Jose Martinez is pointing out, and as we've mentioned a couple of times, there is the story about lifting travel restrictions and masks and social distancing mandates are going to be lifted. And everybody has got to, I hope you feel as you read this now that there is hope. And say a little prayer and a thank you very much to the guys like Carl Gutierrez and Jerry Perez for the hard work that they have been doing. And it is beginning to resonate. I told you, I've been telling you for the last couple of weeks, the incredible level of interest in coming to Guam for people from South Korea and charter flights as early as the first week of July that are going to be coming in. 500 plus people on these flights, despite the fact that there are some significant charges that some of these people are going to be having to endure for the Airbnb, but they're coming. And who's right behind South Korea on this one? Well, if you keep listening, I'll tell you. Right now, we got to jump into headlines and news with Mana Silva. Tyron, she's going to tell us, fill us in on everything that happened overnight. Mana, what's going on?
The governor could be lifting more for pandemic restrictions as we get closer to 80% herd immunity, lifting mask requirements, social distancing requirements, and doing away with the occupancy caps are among the list of things that she wants to accomplish. The governor is hoping that 96,000 people will be fully vaccinated by July 21st. That's her goal, and she wants us to be liberated from COVID. But the lifting doesn't exactly mean that the public health emergency will end. She says that they are still concerned with the new COVID variants. Another highlight from yesterday's economic forum were plans that the government has to cover the cost of some jobs for at least 3 months. The funding would get people back to work and businesses able to fully open. That plan is still being worked out by the Department of Labor. Meanwhile, 6 new cases of COVID-19 identified out of 616 people who were tested on Wednesday. 4 of those new cases identified through contact tracing. 79 people remain in active isolation, and the CAR score is at 0.6 today. Those are your headlines right here on The Point.
All right. And we had some decent numbers yesterday in terms of vaccinations. It was at 90,998 yesterday. Today, the number is at 92,222. And you know why that is? It's another great idea from Carl Gutierrez. It's the Vax and Win contest. And did you? It was ABS-CBN reporting yesterday, very, very proudly that a Pinoy won from Guam. I knew that had gone a little bit wide, but I didn't realize that was ABS-CBN that was talking about it. And so just FYI, they're watching us in the Philippines. They're watching everything that we do here on Guam. 6:39 in the morning. More on the way.
Business owners, looking to expand? Looking for an opportunity to give your business? Looking to give your business a chance to succeed? There's a commercial space for rent at the DNA Plaza, Tamuning, next to Cost You Less, home to the famous Tokyo Mart, Ma's Kitchen, Yogurt Land, and others. Great foot traffic. 1,320 square feet available. Call DNA Incorporated for more information. 477-9053 or 9054. Or email dnainc.guam@gmail.com.
Hafaday, this is Congressman Sir Nicholas. Your congressional office would like to remind you that pandemic unemployment assistance is set to expire on September 6th of this year. We encourage the people of Guam to seek out active employment as much as possible, as jobs continue to remain limited, and we want to prevent hardship for our people at the conclusion of the PUA program. Thank you, and see to us, Mahasi.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
Right on. And is Mike in town?
I don't know.
Send a thing.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Do we have a response from it yet?
He said he may have a chance.
He may have a chance.
He's making some DC calls.
All right, and the reason why is because Congressman Mike San Nicolas is going to be at the legislature on Monday.
Ow!
Ow! It's one of those things.
Can we come with? Can we come with
the legislature?
Let's hang out with him.
What, dude? You don't want no. You don't want to hang out with him at the legislature. You want a beer summit with me and him.
You're right.
After either before. Let's do it before. We'll do shots and then let him go.
And then go.
Wouldn't
And
that
then
be-
we'll send him on. We'll drop him off.
Come on, Mara.
Yes, that would be great.
Beer summit with Mike San Nicolas before the
we'll drop
address
him
before
off,
the
yeah.
legislature. It's going to be Monday, June 28th. Oh, at 10 in the morning. Well, that's early for shots. So
It
the
is,
next-
but
that's
it's
it.
past 9.
Dude,
So,
Sunday night.
there's that.
Sunday night, we'll go find Miguel. We'll go
Is
hang
he
out.
doing
We'll do
his state of the thing?
crazy shots. Guam's the honorable annual congressional address delivered by the Honorable Michael F.Q. San Nicolas, Guam's delegate to the United States House of Representatives. Like I said, Monday the 28th at 10 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, let's say if he's around, let's see what's going on. Due to the social distancing mandate from the governor and adhere without further executive orders pertaining to the COVID-19 event, the annual congressional address is an invitation. Oh, it's invitation only.
Yeah, that means
Oh. We're definitely not going.
I'm not invited.
What about you, a former senator?
I was not invited. I checked the mail yesterday. I got nothing.
Dude, they're snubbing you.
This is Guam. We crash
Well,
parties.
they're snubbing all of the formers.
Is that a party?
Yeah, that's right.
But that's okay.
Jesse Lon's not invited to anything anymore either.
At least I'm not alone.
6:41 in the morning. All right, so we'll check on Miguel and all of that stuff. Where was I going to go? I was going to tell you about. No, yeah, it was the summer strawberry chicken salad. Is back. You don't have to be a mayor from Guam going to the Philippines Strawberry Festival to enjoy the great taste of the summer strawberry chicken salad. It's back, packed with fresh strawberries, crispy bacon, grilled chicken. There's candied almonds in here, a Tuscan cheese blend, and then you drizzle it now. And they always give me 2. Do they give you 2 packets of the sauce over at the vinaigrette? Absolutely great people. It's a summertime classic, and it's summertime. So the summer strawberry chicken salad is waiting for you at Wendy's. We got you.
Leah Dunca from Security Title here with a little information about trusts. A trust is a legal entity capable of owning property. It can protect property from issues such as lawsuits or divorce and can be used to distribute property and avoid probate. Many trusts start as revocable but become irrevocable when the initial trustees die. Work with your estate planning attorney to see if a trust is a good fit for your family property. Call the professionals at Security Title. We are here to help.
Hey, Real Joe, 92,222 minus 90,998.
7,000.
2,222.
Okay. I just, it's a math thing, and I'm not going to do it myself,
Aren't
so I'm
you
going to
just
see.
subtracting 90,000 from 92,000?
90,000, no, 90, I'm subtracting 90,998 from 92,222. Do we need to compare math scores in high school?
No, because we both got F.
We both got F. That's absolutely right. Okay, let me get this up on the screen. Let everybody see what's happening on your roadways. It's 6:43 in the morning, and not much going on here. Don't see too much happening up in Jigo. A little bit of light intersection traffic happening. Ipapa into Waisang Song, also kind of light, but it's there. Intersections all running a little bit busy here this morning. There's folks out on the road. The intersection of 8, 10, and 16, not looking so bad. You are going to see some traffic over at that Happy Mart intersection, like, the schools are still open or something. And then you make your way down into downtown Agutnia area on Route 8, some dogging out situations. And then Route 4, not looking so bad. Nothing major happening in front of Navy Hospital and Guam High, and nothing major happening in front of, where's that school? That's not the school. It's Big Navy out in Sumai. Now, the couple of traffic notes for you. For those of you that dutifully look for an opportunity to stop at a red light, apparently there's one less one in Agutnia. The pedestrian light in front of Chamorro Village.
Really?
Yeah, I guess somebody noted that there was something wrong with it. And so they actually, the story that I'm reading is they took it out, they took the thing out.
Why would they do that? Oh, there's no Chamorro Village going down?
If it was me, the only reason why they would take such drastic action was if it was allowing people to go, even though there were green lights on Marine Drive. Okay, we're gonna tell the pedestrians they can walk across the road, but we're not shutting off the traffic. So it might have been one of those things where it was that dangerous that they actually had to dismantle parts of the system. And Atantana, the bridge down in Petey, is going to be running in one lane, I believe, in both directions for the next couple of days. So watch out for that. 6:45. That's wow, lots of traffic here this morning on the point.
Today, indoor air quality is more critical than ever, and the experts at Carrier have a solution for your protection and peace of mind. Introducing Carrier's OptiClean air filtration system with HEPA filters and optional UV light accessories. Designed for hospital isolation rooms, yet versatile enough for businesses, schools, and other large areas. This machine can cover 1,500 square feet. It's compact, portable, and only runs on 110 power. Contact Carrier at 647-COOL to learn more.
Technology is the great connector. It puts songs in your pocket, connects long-lost friends, and has made the world easier, faster, and smarter. And now, First Hawaiian Bank's new mobile app can help you do the same with your money. Whether you want real-time financial tracking with MoneyMap or tailored advice on your personal finances with daily insights, we're giving you the power to connect to your finances from anywhere, like never before. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Is it time to sell a car?
It's sell a car time.
You know what? You can win a car. Some guy did over the week in the Vax and Win contest on Wednesday. Won himself a 2021 Nissan Versa. You can do the same thing. Well, it's not like winning the cars, because it's kind of a sure thing, because you're actually bringing money. You can go, okay, I'm just going to buy it. I talked to the lady over at the bank, and she said that I had no problem. I could get this thing starting as low as $168 a pay period. Your new favorite truck, the Nissan Frontier, is waiting for you. Great horsepower, a lot of torque to get you into and out of all kinds of groovy situations. We got 9-speed transmission, push button start standard, and all kinds of other groovy high technology pieces that you will find in the Nissan Frontier. That Versa, as I was saying, didn't win one. You can buy one. They're only $93 a pay period. The most tech advanced vehicle in its class, and the word safety just whispered over every little thing in the car. You're going to love all the great safety features in the Nissan Versa. Terms and conditions apply on these automobiles and plenty more over at Nissan. But the fun starts with a test drive and a chat with the salespeople to find out what those T's and C's are. See the nice folks at Nissan Guam for all the details.
The Ray Gibson Show. Any speaker, anytime. Morning talk that matters.
Okay, all right. I did the math with the help of the calculator because I don't want to embarrass myself on the air again. So 92,222 minus 90,998. That was yesterday's number of vaccinations. Of the number of people that are fully vaccinated on Guam was 90,998. And in the last couple of days, they have added now 1,224. That's what the mathematics works out to be. 1,224 people now that are fully vaccinated, and the total now is 92,222 people on Guam that are fully vaccinated. Now, is that the number that we use to determine the percentage where we are at? Apparently not. Apparently not. That number, that's the number of people between 12 and infinity that are fully vaccinated here on Guam. What they are looking for are adults only, and those are the figures that apply towards the herd immunity numbers that the governor and the surgeon cell, et cetera, are looking at right now, for whatever ridiculous reason it is. And so, but they don't publish that number. I don't know what that number is. According to the figures that they were talking about and reported in the newspaper this morning, that looks like it's closer to, what, 72, 73% of the way to herd immunity. They do believe that they're going to make it before too much longer and get us into a situation where, according to all of the stories and based on what they were talking about at the forum yesterday, it looks like that's where we get to go in terms of lifting restrictions. And among the restrictions could be no quarantine, period, for anybody flying into Guam, which will help.
That would be sweet.
Right?
Like Duk Duk's coming out of the shell.
Korean hot pants, bro. 9:49. And I promised I'd tell you where the next round of interest is coming from. We already know that South Korea is very, very interested, to the tune already of several seats that have been sold, charters and groups that are working out of South Korea to come to Guam for tourism, because they can fly back if they're vaccinated. They can fly in without a quarantine, and then they can go back to South Korea and be without a quarantine as well. So that's regular tourism as far as South Koreans are concerned. The Airbnb program has been extended to South Korean nationals, and they can fly in for that under the protocols. A little bit expensive, but don't worry, Carl is on it. Governor Gutierrez is on it, and he'll get this squared away. Now, the next set of folks that are looking at Guam are the Taiwanese. One of their newspapers this morning reporting that Taiwanese travel agencies are working on selling Guam holiday packages. It's Lion. Yu Kuo Chen, a spokesperson for Lion Travel, one of Taiwan's largest travel agencies, told CNA on Tuesday that the company is discussing the possibility of direct flights between Taiwan and Guam. And a number of airlines are interested in doing that, maybe even our own hometown airline, United. If talks go well, the first trip will commence in early July with a tour package for 5 days, 4 nights, including hotel, for an estimated price of below $1,770 a person. According to Lion Travel, unlike a visit to the U.S. mainland, Taiwan passport holders can visit Guam without the need for an electronic system for travel authorization. However, Taiwan traveler has to present a PCR test with a negative result within 72 hours of boarding the flight and be quarantined at a designated hotel in Guam, according to them. But the idea is when they get here, they can get vaccinated, because the numbers of the rate of vaccination in Taiwan, very, very poor right now.
Wow.
But they've got Moderna and they've got AstraZeneca, so it seems to me that the vaccinated Taiwanese should have no problem flying into Guam. And he might want to shed some light on this, even though he's a horse doctor. Dr. Tom Poole knows a thing or two about human being medicine. Good morning, Doc. How you doing?
Thanks. Good morning, Gray.
What? I'm allowed to call you horse doctor, right?
No, you called me worse than that.
I probably have. Anyway, now you and I spent a lot of time walking around and rucking with Brother Dave early in the pandemic, and just to cover a couple of bases. Personally, did you think it would last as long as it has?
No, I didn't.
No.
In fact, I teach a public health class at UOG, and last spring I was telling them, I said, I don't think they're going to postpone the Olympics. That just doesn't make any sense. But I was way wrong.
Oh my God! No, they postponed it until right about now, and there's still conversations going on about what kind of Olympics it's going to be. It's not like you can send somebody off and they're participating in the Olympics, and 20 of their members of their family are able to get out there. I mean, never mind, just the cost of getting on the airplane out to Tokyo for the Olympics is going to be prohibitive for a lot of people. Not priced for tourism just yet, and then all of the mitigations that they've got, up to and including they're not serving beer at the Olympic venues.
What's the point?
Exactly. Somebody needs to talk to these people and say, you're doing it wrong. We know what you're trying to do, but there is another way to do all of this stuff. And vaccinations in the realm of 92,222. I will suggest, though, that was one of the points that we got wrong early in the pandemic. We were talking about coming up with some kind of a vaccine, and it might take a long time to beat this with some jabs, but the guys over at Operation Warp Speed have proven us wrong, didn't they?
Well, I think it is pretty amazing. It's a remarkable accomplishment how quickly they got these very effective vaccines online.
Mm-hmm. And so if you want to, you can get lined up for it. Mana will tell you a little bit later on what venues are going to be open for vaccination over the next couple of days over the weekend. If you want to join the 92,222 that have already rolled up their sleeves for Lou. 6:53 in the morning. Tom Poole on the line, territorial veterinarian, and an interesting story. First of all, because it took place some time ago, but there's now an active investigation in animal cruelty. And is it possible, with some changes in laws and maybe different judicial venues, that we might be able to get something to stick? Your thoughts?
Well, we already have the laws. Our laws are good. I don't think we need to do anything there. It's just getting the prosecutors to charge them and getting the judges to convict them. That's always our problem. And the big problem we often have is we don't have great evidence. And that's what was so good about this case in that sense, and that we had wonderful evidence. We had a video of these guys laughing and yucking it up and shooting this dog, and still it looks like, from what I saw in the paper this morning, it's just a second-degree misdemeanor, all they're looking for, and that's like I shot my pellet rifle into the air, it fell I don't know where, sort of thing. No, these guys, there's no accident here. These guys were, and I even object to calling it a pellet gun. Really, it sounds like not much. This is the name of the brand is Air Force, not like U.S. Air Force, but the Force of Air. These are extremely powerful air rifles, more powerful than a .22 long rifle. But the bullet weight is slightly less. You can get pellets. Standard 40 grain .22 long rifle is 22 long rifle standard 40 grain slug. And these are usually around half of that, but you can get them up to, I think, about 33 grains or something like that. So they can be just about the same.
Just as lethal.
But the speed's even greater. And so, yeah, you don't want to get shot with this. I don't think you're going to get shot with something like this and think that, oh, well, it's no big deal. It's a big deal. And the wound on that dog was substantial. So I'm disappointed that they're not doing more with it.
And have you said so to anybody else besides me? Have you recommended as the territorial veterinarian that more serious charges be brought forth?
No, and it's that's really why we have an attorney general. But I did write up a report indicating the degree of the injury of that dog, and the video itself shows you there was no accident. They thought it was hilarious, and so I'm disappointed, but I don't know all of the ins and outs of this. I'm not included and don't need to be on those discussions. But the last time we had the dog Pugua that was shot twice through the chest with actual rifle bullets, then the judge said, well, there wasn't evidence that the dog actually suffered. And so that was just tremendously disappointing.
But you're right in this case, and that's one of the things that makes it more interesting is that there is video evidence that would support what's the word I'm looking for? Real enforcement of the laws. Yeah, obviously you intended to cause harm, and you did, and we've got it on videotape. And I don't know if it's go to jail kind of thing, but there certainly needs to be a whole lot more being done by this. Otherwise, it's going to happen with more alarming frequency here.
Well, I think it is a go to jail kind of thing, and I don't know why it wouldn't be. That this is just, in my idea, it's just as evil as shooting a child. You just don't do things like that, and the people that do things like that, they're also the same people that do horrible things to children. That's been pretty well established in medical research. That the kind of people that are capable of this, they're capable of really anything, and so. You just have to make sure that people understand this is not okay.
Well,
and that's how you do that.
As somebody who knew dog Pugua, I did, and as somebody whose brother suffered the loss of one of his beloved animals at the hands of one of these thugs out there, I would like to see some very, very harsh punishment. In fact, about an hour with my brother Dave should be sufficient to a little bit more than a slap on the wrist with just about anybody. 6:58 and change. I don't know if you're watching on Facebook Live here this morning, but I've got a video that Jose Martinez took of a quick drive in the Teedson area. area. And if you are headed southbound on the Magahaga Highway, there's a little bit of a break in between some of those derelict houses. And there have got to be, I'll play the video for people that are watching on Facebook Live. There've got to be, there's a dozen stray animals in that picture, maybe more. As no, wait, you're right. There's a herd of stray dogs in that area. Look at that. Would you look at the number of dogs out there? And my guess is they're waiting for the one or two good Samaritans that swing by every day that feed all of those dogs. Seems to me that there ought to be an easy way to conduct some kind of a roundup there one of these days. What are your thoughts, Doc?
Well, it sounds easier than it is often to go. I mean, those dogs aren't stupid, and so it's often difficult to go and just catch these guys. You can trap them, but often after you have caught, as you and I've talked many times, you catch the first few, and the other guys go, so that's how that works, and then they don't go in the traps anymore.
Booty dogs is smart.
Sure.
They know how to cross the streets on Guam better than most pedestrians. So they know what it looks like when somebody is conducting some kind of a roundup. Should there be good Samaritans in your heart of hearts? Should there be people out there that are feeding these animals on a regular basis?
Well, of course, the official line on that is no, that's horrible. That's what makes all this happen, and that's certainly true. But I also understand how people feel about that, and so it's really, I feel a little bit like a hypocrite when I criticize someone for doing that, but that is part of the problem, certainly. Mm-hmm. And for me, the solution is somewhere else for it. The solution is not, the solution is to turn it off at the tap. We've got to get many more dogs spayed, and that's the only way that you really solve this problem long term. That's my opinion. I've said it 1,000 times, and so far we drafted the legislation. We've done everything but actually get it introduced, and so.
Well, maybe now that there's rescue money out there, maybe that's something that the governor can put some heat on. So just after 7 o'clock in the morning. Dr. Poole, always fun talking with you. We'll do it again.
All right, thanks, buddy.
All right, 888-8255. Keep that number handy. Fox News Live, Montesilva, Jerry Roberts, all ahead on The Ray Gibson Show.
Jared Halpern on Capitol Hill. President Biden is in North Carolina at this hour as his administration continues its efforts to get more Americans vaccinated against coronavirus. The president is visiting a mobile vaccination site in Raleigh. The White House is set to miss its goal of 70% of adult Americans with at least one shot by July 4th, but officials say that threshold will be attained in a few weeks. At least one person is confirmed dead. Up to 99 people are still unaccounted for following the partial collapse of a condo building in Surfside, Florida, just outside Miami.
We've got the dogs, we've got the equipment, and we're going to do our very best to save as many people in that pile of rubble as we possibly can.
Surfside Mayor Charles Burkett. The building's instability is making it difficult for emergency crews to work at the site. It's unclear what caused that collapse. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announcing today she's creating a special committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol building. The new committee comes after Republican senators last month blocked legislation that would have set up a bipartisan commission to investigate the attack. America's listening to Fox News.
Subway double dares you to take the wrap at Subway. Protein packed with double meat for double the flavor. Oh yeah, this is the way to wrap. Choose the smoky, creamy goodness of the turkey, bacon, and guacamole folded in a tomato basil wrap. Or go for the hot one, Chipotle Southwest steak and cheese tucked in a light spinach wrap. However which way you want to pack the protein, these are the wraps you'll be happy to take. Subway, eat fresh.
Subway double meat wraps are available at all Subway locations, including the newly opened Subway NCS right outside the gate.
At GTA, we understand the importance of cybersecurity for your business's digital property. Our multi-threat security bundle provides managed security with professional services aimed to detect and stop malware and internet threats. Let our business solutions experts help your company build resilience with our cost-effective solutions. Safeguard your business today. Call 671-644-1000 or visit gta.net/business. GTA, we start with you.
Rudy Giuliani's New York law license was suspended today after a state appeals court found he had lied in arguing that the 2020 presidential election was stolen from his client, former U.S. President Donald Trump. The panel ruled the 77-year-old former New York City mayor made demonstrably false and misleading statements that widespread voter fraud undermined the election that was won by President Biden. The Biden administration announcing a 1-month extension of relief for Americans behind on their rent because of the pandemic.
The Centers for Disease Control has extended a federal moratorium on evictions until July 31st, but officials warn this is likely the final reprieve. The current pause on evictions was due to expire at the end of the month. The White House says bans on evictions for renters and mortgage holders were always intended to be temporary. Landlords who have opposed the moratorium and challenged it in court are against any more extensions. They argue the focus should be on speeding up rental assistance. At the White House, Rachel Sutherland, Fox News.
A major international airline is setting new vaccination rules for its air crews.
Cathay Pacific says it's instructing pilots and flight attendants based out of its home in Hong Kong to get a COVID-19 vaccine. The company says staff will need to be immunized by the end of August or risk losing their jobs. It's a particularly tough policy, but the airline says it's struggling to make staff rosters work, with Hong Kong authorities requiring unvaccinated people to enter quarantine on their return. In London, Simon Owen, Fox News.
Authorities in Spain say everything points to death by suicide after the creator of McAfee antivirus software was found in his jail cell near Barcelona yesterday. Hours before 75-year-old John McAfee was found, a Spanish court had approved his extradition to the U.S. to face tax charges punishable by decades in prison. I'm Rich Dennison, and this is Fox News.
The flavor doesn't get any larger than Texas size at TGI Fridays. Hit a home run with ballpark nachos or tried cheeseburger sliders to get those taste buds ready. Then try our Chicago Chop House T-bone steak, baby back ribs, ribeye, or barbecue chicken. Because at Fridays, every guest leaves happy.
Everyone has a busy schedule these days, and sometimes we forget to schedule our routine dental checkup and cleaning. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule one today with Dr. Robert Yang and his Smile Team, conveniently located at the East West Business Center on Marine Drive, Upper Tumon. Call us today at 647-8702 or 3. Again, that's 647-8702 or 647-8703. We make smiles happen.
Hafa-day, this is Josh here at APL. Our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit www.apo.com.
What's for breakfast at KFC under $3.95, you ask? What's for breakfast at KFC that's different than the other guys, you ask? KFC's chicken wrap, sausage wrap, the Colonel's chicken congee, chicken fried steak, sausage biscuit and gravy, and biscuit sandwiches made with KFC's original fluffy biscuits. All for under $3.95 and all only at KFC. Plus, with waffles and the Colonel's chicken fried rice, we've got something for everyone.
So visit KFC for breakfast today. It's finger licking good.
Hafa-day, it's 7:06. I'm Mona Silva Tyron with a look at your local news on the point. Senators will be in session this morning at the legislature with a number of bills on their agenda. One of the big ones is the measure that seeks to fund the construction of a new public hospital. Bill 121 funds facilities for GMH as well as public health and the Department of Mental Health, appropriating $35 million from the Earned Income Tax Credit reimbursement in fiscal year 2022 and no more than $35 million from the general fund on an annual basis. The project would be financed by leasing the land for up to 30 years to a contractor responsible for designing and building the complex, after which it would be leased back to the government of Guam. A session starts at 10 a.m. The other bills on the agenda include 109, which is the Newborn Safe Haven Act, Bill 108, which would streamline adoption policies and procedures on Guam, and Bill 134 to remove the minimum acreage requirement for farms to be protected under the Guam zoning law. Another bill on the agenda is 136 that would allow the Supreme Court of Guam to create rules governing the saving and disposing of court records. Again, session starts at 10 o'clock this morning. There are now over 92,000 people fully vaccinated, and as the island gets closer to the governor's herd immunity, the governor is considering restoring some of the island's normalcy. That includes lifting the mask requirement, the social distancing, and the capacity caps within local businesses. The governor's goal has been to get at least 80% herd immunity by Liberation Day. In an economic forum yesterday at the Hyatt, she said her goal is to get the island back to normal as soon as possible, and she is considering making masks optional. She's also intending to restore occupancy limits to 100% and lifting the cap on social gatherings. Dr. Hao Nguyen actually said that we could be lifting the mask requirement once we hit that 80% herd immunity. But the lifting doesn't exactly mean that the public health emergency will be called off on July 21st. The Post reports that the governor is still raising issue with the new COVID variants. Meanwhile, there's some optimism from economic analysts and strategists as the island gets closer to restoring the tourism industry and welcoming back visitors. GVB stating yesterday that they're looking forward to the easing of some travel and quarantine requirements in July. We'll have more news right after this.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they'll continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer staycation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $3,900 by calling Family Finance. Again, 475-4545, Upper Tumon at 647-5626, or in Dededo at 633-4473. Family Finance, serving the people of Guam since 1959.
The details are still being worked out, but another highlight from yesterday's economic forum are plans for the government of Guam to plug some cash into jobs for at least 3 months. The governor and the Department of Labor Director, Dave De La Sola, discussed a plan for the payment, saying that this will help pandemic-hit workers' salaries so that more businesses can get filled the jobs and fully reopen. It would mean about 5,000 to 6,000 people would be able to go back to work. The subsidy will cover $9.25 for up to 480 hours of work. The plan is mainly for those still on the pandemic unemployment assistance. Meanwhile, 6 new cases of COVID-19 have been identified out of 616 tests performed on Wednesday. 4 of those cases identified through contact tracing. There remains 79 cases in active isolation. Our total now is at 8,316. And just a quick look at where the vaccination clinics are being held today and tomorrow. You could go to the University of Guam Fieldhouse from 12 until 5:30. Also over at the Micronesia Mall, there's one that's being held from 8 to 1 at the Center Court and at the Northern Clinic and the Southern Clinic as well. And then for testing, that one taking place at the old Carnival Grounds. That's taking place next week at the Carnival Grounds and at the Farmers Co-op in Dededo. And those are your top stories here on The Point.
Boy, there are a lot of people celebrating something over the weekend. Mia's 18th birthday tomorrow. And today Keena was talking about Keena McCausland and 28th anniversary for her and her husband in Washington State.
Yeah.
Ken and Karen Williams are celebrating an anniversary. Again? Apparently, every year they're going to do another celebration.
Double up.
So call them up at Top End Pest Control and say happy anniversary to him. Ron Castro has got an anniversary in the house as well.
And you can find him up at Anderson. He's right outside the exchange.
He's the guy that sells the mask to people that forgot him, right?
Happy anniversary
yes, and
there,
a little bit of artwork.
And some artwork.
Yeah.
Castro.
Happy anniversary.
So plenty of people got something to celebrate. If you've got something to celebrate, then fine. If you don't, then I will point you in the direction of something that will put a smile on your face at some point over the weekend. Partly cloudy weather today with isolated showers. East winds up to about 15 miles an hour. Highs near 89 degrees. With a heat index, it will feel like 94 degrees tonight and tomorrow. Partly cloudy and isolated showers. Winds out the southeast up to 15 miles an hour. Lows 78 and highs near 89 degrees. And that's all the weather I've got, really. I can take you into Saturday night, but really I'm thinking about what's up for Sunday. Sunday that's the be-all, end-all. Don't know exactly what's going to be happening. There might be some crazy things that you can get involved in, and I hope all of them involve some degree of sunshine and some kind of lotion for your body.
I thought you were going to say good friends.
What?
Lotion for your body's good too, right?
You don't need friends to go out there and enjoy the sun.
Right.
All you got to look. I'm telling you right now. You just need like a chair. You can go to Kmart and buy a chair or a blanket. You go what's that dope deals place up in Dededo on Route 16, right? You go and get something to lay on out there and a little cooler. It doesn't need to be any more than a 6-pack.
There's your friend
for beginners. After you've been doing it for a while, you want to go and get one of those big white Colemans that they sell over at cost you less. That'll hold what is it? At least a case of beer and a bag of ice from over at the Foodies. Anyways, 7:13 in the morning. That's news. And well, Sunset tonight is going to be at 6:51 for those of you that are keeping track. It's Friday night, and you need to get out there with your pals. So hashtag tell the others. 7:13 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show.
As we get back to business, Docomo Pacific is ready to keep you connected. Introducing Business Bundles Plus. Build a customized bundle with the right internet, mobile, TV, and phone plan for your business. Pay for exactly what you need and nothing you don't. And the more services you add, the more you save. Plus, you can rely on Docomo Pacific's fastest, most reliable network and 24/7 customer support. So build your own bundle and save today with Business Bundles Plus. Call 671-688-2677. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Business owners looking to expand, looking for an opportunity to give your business a chance to succeed. There's a commercial space for rent at the DNA building in Agutya. This is a 10-story building with 24-hour security guards, maintenance, and custodial staff. A fitness center, close proximity to the Superior Court of Guam, Agutya Post Office, and several banks. Call DNA Incorporated for more information. Telephone 477-9053 or 9054 or email dnainc.guam@gmail.com.
7:14 in the morning. Portions of the program brought to you by the guys over at Take Care with their high-quality health plans and services supported by a global network of providers. They're your trusted partner for your health solutions. Take Care, our island, your health plan.
It's the Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
He's back. I was wondering where Henry Manglonia was, whether he was still in Barstow. And apparently the answer is I'm back on Guam. Wow, 114 degrees in Barstow.
Did he bring us any cheese?
I don't know if he came back with from Barstow with any kind of cheese.
The dog stopped him at the airport with that cheese.
Yeah, what is that, Limburger? Hey, there's no Limburger allowed on Guam. Famunda? Is it Famunda cheese? No, that's not allowed on Guam either. It's 7:15 in the morning. A couple of things that are interesting to me. One about the Taiwanese wanting to come out here and some of the statements that were made yesterday. But at 9:30 this morning in the governor's conference room, Lieutenant Governor Governor Leon Guerrero and LT Tenorio are going to express appreciation to Jin Air, Philippine Airlines, and United for providing service throughout the pandemic. Tourism Oversight Chair Senator Amanda Shelton will give a resolution, and Governor LG and LT Tenorio will present a Lifeline Carrier Award to each airline representative. The event will be publicized on the governor's Facebook, and some media will be in attendance for that. Looking at the list to see if former Governor Carl T.C. Gutierrez is on the list of attendees, and he is. He doesn't have a lot of time here this morning because he's got to get dressed. He's got to get his good yellow shirt and be there for the handing out of the Lifeline Carrier Awards. Good morning, Uncle Carl. How you doing?
I'm good, Ray. Good morning, everybody.
Hey,
good morning, Uncle Carl.
We saw Richard and Hannah and all the grandbabies yesterday over at the Deuce. What a great reunion it was for everybody.
Yeah, we were planning to go there with Auntie Jerry, but we were invited to Jane Desai's family gathering for her birthday last night, and we couldn't miss that.
Well, there's always something to celebrate, and there's always another Thursday. So maybe next week we can get together and almost feel the lifting of restrictions at the Deuce. Now that the corporation is playing there again, Richard and his band are all out having a good time. It really was a nice venue, and it really did feel like pre-pandemic times again.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was feeling also. We went over to Roots, and Roots was packed as well. And it's palpable, right?
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot more people, and there's some money floating around in the economy, and there is now a sense of hope. There's both newspapers with their interpretations of big stories from yesterday and the Economic Forum. Mask, social distancing mandates to be lifted, and travel restrictions may be lifted as well. But kind of tricky on it. It feels like there's an announcement that's almost ready to be made on the lifting of travel restrictions. What can you tell me at this point?
Well, I hope that the doctors and the advisors in that sector of the decision making of the governor will meet this morning as they normally do and discuss this protocol. And I'm hopeful that the governor will see that in order for, like, say, Airbnb to really be successful, is to do at least a lead time announcement, because it's not easy putting planes together and people, to fly here when you're not quite sure if there's going to be a better protocol in the next day or so. So I'm hoping today that the governor will announce that sometime in July there will be a protocol that we can hang our hat on.
Well, they're looking for a 75% vaccination rate before they make that recommendation. What's your understanding of how close are we to that?
Well, I hear different things, and so far I think it's probably at 75% is what I hear.
So there's, if that's a fact, and if they can confirm that in the meeting this morning, there's no reason why we could not take a look at what the restrictions are and lift them. And how would that be done? Would we still need to have a negative PCR test, or are we just ending the quarantine protocol for Guam? Period.
Well, first, my understanding is that there's about a 5 to 7 day lag time in the entering of those data in the web IZ between the public health and UOG. So that's where that thing is. But so yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the protocol will be. I'm just hopeful that there will be no quarantine and that there's no requirement to be locked up at a hotel or the house.
It would be nice if we had something like that. Now, would there still be on arriving passengers what sounds like a significant amount of money as part of the package? And obviously, you have to pay for the airplane ride to Guam. You got to pay for the hotel accommodations, and then there's an additional. And this is known Pacific-wide now, $880 charge for PCR tests, etc. Is there a way that we can eliminate that or reduce it drastically?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I just was off the phone with Dr. Wynn, and he's given me because some of these inquiries from Taiwan probably would require only them to be here 5 days, for less than 5 days. They want to come in, get the shot, and then they don't need the 3 tests to get back out. And he said if that's the requirement, it's certainly. The cost has gone down drastically, and I send that off to Taiwan, and within a few minutes, it's just with a huge resounding yes. This will bring it down to almost half. And GVB, I suggested, and they approved it, that we pick up the SARA alert monitoring, because that's a $75 cost that was being given to the Airbnb tourists, and that's not really for their benefit mostly, but it's for the benefit of the citizens of Guam, the residents of Guam, for protection.
Now there seems to be a lot of conversation. I'm reading an article from the CNA in Taiwan, and this reporter has got the numbers down here on the $880 and conversations that they are having with the Guam Taiwan office. I'm assuming that between the travel dignitaries in Taiwan, Guam Taiwan office, and the GVB and the governor's office, there are significant conversations to try to allow for not even a bubble here, but to allow for independent Chinese travelers to come to Guam.
Yeah, I mean, you can't believe the kind of alliances right now that's going on in Taiwan, and that's why I was hopeful that our hometown carrier, United, would really consider getting into the market and hopefully stay in the market when they get back in, because I believe, as you do also, that Taiwan and Korea will be really looking to Guam now to be their first choice of vacation. And so, I'm telling you, even the travel agencies are, kind of aligning up together to try to get people to Guam and get them vaccinated, not as a competitive kind of a situation, but as getting their country people vaccinated.
Well, yeah, because it's moving fairly slow out there. The spokesperson for Lion Travel, the largest travel agency, told the reporter on Tuesday that the company is discussing the possibility of direct flights between Taiwan and Guam, and those conversations will include a variety of airlines, both their hometown airlines and our hometown airlines. Taiwan's health minister Shen Shi-chung made a similar statement at a press conference Tuesday, saying that travel agencies aren't allowed to sell medical or vaccine-related tour packages, but there is nothing to prevent a Taiwanese citizen from, quote, visiting Guam individually for whatever their needs happen to be. So it looks like if we need to talk to the travel agencies, we don't necessarily need to talk to them about people traveling in groups and in bubbles. That's not set up right now, but we sure could make a plea for individuals and families to come out to Guam.
Well, there's an understanding. They know what to promote. These travel agents are smart. They know exactly what they're telling the people that get on the plane. They come here and they'll pay for whatever they get here. I mean, that's not part of the package. But you know, the Lion, for example, and Phoenix Air. These are the big guys that are promoting Guam right now. And from what I heard that this morning, that if the governor makes that announcement that July 1st has a new protocol and less requirements on the testing, that they're jumping from, already they jumped from 3 to 4 already this morning. They just decided to put the 4th flight on.
Wow.
But if they make that announcement, they'll do 20 in the month of July. So it's really it's imperative the governor does something to give us lead time and tell us what the protocol is going to be July 1st on, and then they'll follow that, because the first flight in is July 6th.
Wow. What's the word on Japan?
Japan is slowly vaccinating. We know Japan kind of took a back seat in our discussion right now. We're trying. Yesterday we had an hour with the Ministry of Land and Transportation Minister on the transportation side, and they want a bubble with Guam. And we make some, nod of approval to some of the requests they're asking us on a little bit of a subsidy here, a little bit of subsidy there. Mm-hmm. Because they like Guam, and there's 3 that they're looking at in the list. We are number 3. They're trying to move us up to number 1. Number 1 is Singapore, number 2 Saipan, number 3 Guam. And the sooner we make this agreement in today or tomorrow, then I think these people are going to push us up in the front of the line.
High-level diplomacy going on in order to bring tourists to Guam, specifically from our primary market, which is Japan. So if they were to travel in a bubble to Guam, would they be, obviously they'd be coming here quarantine-free, and then going back home, they would not have to quarantine in a facility. They'd be able to do it if they had to at home.
That's exactly what the bubble will do, is to ease them coming back into Korea and do whatever they do as a normal tourist. So hopefully today, and when you get a push from that high level of diplomacy in Korea, I think we got a good chance to moving up the line.
I know how busy you are today, Unc, so I'm going to let you run. 7:25 in the morning, former Governor Carl T.C. Gutierrez talking about great news that is in the offing as we speak. All we're waiting on now is the confirmation and the announcement from the governor's office, and perhaps additional guidelines being put out by the Department of Public Health and Social Services.
Good. So thank you, Ray. I'll see you next week.
Okay. Oh, you just write. You know what? With public health, just write it for them. Because otherwise, you know how they drag their feet, Gov.
No, they have some great advocates there, and I hope they succeed this morning.
Keep their feet in the fire for me.
Thank you.
All right, I appreciate it. Former Governor Carl T.C. Gutierrez. Jerry Roberts in the studio. Good morning, Jerry Roberts. How you doing there, buddy?
I'm fine.
Did you hear all the good news is floating around? You feeling positive? Great way to go into a weekend?
Yes, sir. He's the right man for the right job.
He absolutely is.
Got it done.
Probably should have voted. Probably should have gotten more people to vote for him in that primary a couple of years ago.
Well, as it turns out, I mean, we say a lot of things, but I mean, you essentially have a governor in that space who's got a lot of experience, have done a lot of things. So, I mean, kudos to Lou Leon Guerrero for hiring him, because that was maybe the best move she's made during her governorship.
That in and of itself wraps her in glory. Do you think?
I think so.
Absolutely.
I mean, a manager gets credit for the good things that the employees do, and they take the heat for the things that the employees don't do well. So she gets the credit for him.
I was explaining that to somebody that has been on Guam for a long time but wasn't here for the Gutierrez administration, basically saying, okay, what is it about this guy? I said, he is the disaster gov. He is the go-to guy. He knows how airplane crashes and volcano eruptions, any number of things he has been through, and he knows the value of relationships, and he knows how to make a connection between what needs to get done and the guy that needs to do it.
Well, that's the point. He knows everybody in the government. He knows what phones will be answered.
Yep.
Right, and which ones are going to go to voicemail. I mean, he just knows, and that's the value of having him. Because he knows the government inside and out, and who can get something done.
I'm hoping that many of the Gutierrez detractors from back in the day are eating their words these days. Happy that he is the guy in charge of the recovery for the island. 7:28 in the morning. Jerry Roberts in the studio. I haven't gotten around to doing the market report. You want to do that before we get to Mana and then to you and your excellent extra point?
I got to run today.
Oh, then we better jump into Jerry Roberts in the extra point right now. Being brought to you by Guahan Insurance Services and the team from over at First Hawaiian Bank, where it all starts with yes.
It's a word we know well, but it seems every time I read up on it, I learn more about the powerful role it plays in our success. Today, we dig into that word and what it can mean for you and me, and that's next on the Extra Point.
When's the last time you looked at your homeowner's insurance?
We buy a homeowner's policy and never give it another thought until something happens. Life brings changes, and our coverage needs can change. The smart thing to do is get the answers and level up our insurance to make sure we're totally protected.
That's the Insurance Extra Point. Get out there and make something good happen today by calling Guahan Insurance Services at 475-1162 or visit us at the Camacho Landmark Center in Tamuning.
Technology is the great connector. It puts songs in your pocket, connects long-lost friends, and has made the world easier, faster, and smarter. And now, First Hawaiian Bank's new mobile app can help you do the same with your money. Whether you want real-time financial tracking with MoneyMap or tailored advice on your personal finances with daily insights, we're giving you the power to connect to your finances from anywhere, like never before. First Hawaiian Bank, it all starts with yes. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
I've been facilitating a discussion group the past couple of months, working with the leadership team of one of Guam's major employers. The conversations focus on various elements of leading and how to raise our game to meet the needs of a constantly changing business environment. This week, we discussed the word I referenced a few moments ago. That word is consistency. Now, there's a book out called Leadership from John Maxwell. He mentions consistency this way. Consistency establishes your reputation. Consistency makes team members more secure. Consistency allows for accurate measurement of your growth. Consistency makes you relevant. Consistency models your expectations of others. And consistency maintains your message. I want to stress something. Too many people think success is all about coming up with great ideas and making big deals. Obviously, nobody does that all the time. If that's your business model, sometimes you'll hit one out of the park, and sometimes you're going to strike out. So how do you generate great ideas? Well, by consistently having good ideas that people can develop. If you have enough good ideas, enough smart people looking at them and working on them, some will turn into great ideas, and that's consistency. The formula works with investments as well. A relative few people roll the dice on some obscure cryptocurrency, which turns into Bitcoin or Ethereum or Dogecoin, and become millionaires. Most people lose all their money. Many more people invest weekly or monthly, putting money into investment funds which grow over decades, and they achieve their wealth goals through consistency. As Maxwell writes, when you're consistent, people notice and your reputation grows. This generates greater opportunities for you. When managers are consistent in how they work with their team, workers do feel more secure. They know what to expect when they walk through the door every day, and that's a plus. Consistency makes you relevant. You can be trusted to produce. Let me put it this way. If you're consistent, I can make plans around you because I know you'll deliver a certain level of results month after month, year after year. Consistent performers set an example for others. Consistent managers set an example for teams. As you head into the weekend, think about how consistent you are. And is there room for improvement in that area? Could you be even more consistent? Would you be willing to make a consistent effort to make that improvement? Get consistent. Only good things will follow. Consistency. Own it. Share it. Count on it. That's the extra point. Be responsible and make something good happen today. For 93.3, The Ray Gibson Show, Guahan Insurance Services, and First Hawaiian Bank. I'm Jerry Roberts.
So, by way of defining consistency, what number are we up to for the extra point?
851.
8:51.
I think today.
Congratulations. Now, as far as I know, and there should be a resolution coming out of the governor's office. This is the longest Jerry Roberts has ever held a job in radio.
Wow. Way to go, man.
That's right.
That might be right.
Yeah, you may be right. Yeah. Might be right. That's over 3 years. That's definitely right.
Exactly. So 7:33 in the morning. It just acknowledges happy anniversary, Jerry Roberts. 800 some odd. That's consistency. I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about, it's a day in, day out, unless it's a holiday. We are here. Day in, day out, unless it's a holiday, you are here. And I think people like the idea that there is this consistency and that quality that is important. We used to have, and the guys that I've always looked for in terms of employees, obviously it's nice to have somebody that shows up early and stays late, but there's always the go-to guy, and I've been very, very fortunate in my career to have had people working for me that were my go-to guys, the guys that I say, listen, I need you to take care of this, and then I don't think about it anymore. As far as I'm concerned, the moment that I said that I gave them that job, that detail, that duty, it was done, and I could move on to the next thing.
Well, let me tell you something else. You see, you recognize the go-to guys.
Oh, boy.
Because you were a go-to guy, right? In your job.
Scary.
Over at Hit Radio.
Scary.
You were one of those guys. So being one of those guys, you now know what the drill is. You know how to be one, so you know what you're looking for when you're looking for one.
When I find one, yeah, and those are the guys that you absolutely cherish. And if you're very, very lucky, when you leave that job that you're in right now, they will be in a position to come in and continue your legacy for you. That's among the things that you look for.
Yes.
Great extra point. That's going to keep everybody going all weekend long. We'll see you on Monday when we're working consistently yet again. Jerry Roberts in the Extra Point, brought to you by Guahan Insurance and the folks over at First Hawaiian Bank. Top End Pest Control, where Ken and Karen are celebrating an anniversary today. Did I get a number on that? Do we have a number on how many years?
I believe it's 32.
32 years.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the
Happy
both of you.
anniversary.
That's the one pest that Karen has been unable to get rid of over all of these years.
Oh, man.
Call him and wish him a happy anniversary. 487-5657. The news here is also brought to you by Burger King with the new French toast breakfast sandwich available right now. BK Tumon and Degania, and Lolita Kamet of Remax Diamond Realty wants to sell you your new home. Maybe up to an include. Somebody posted on Facebook. A friend of mine posted a video of a Guam mansion. I might see if I could scare that up and get that on the screen. Lolita Kamet can be reached at 688-6743. Give her a call and find out why I call her Auntie Lolita Kamet. Big sister, no, little sister, Montecito Silva Tyron now with a look at all the big stories. Hafamana, what happened?
Well, the senators will be in session this morning with a number of bills on their agenda. They go in at 10. One of the hot ticket items is Bill 121 that seeks to fund the new Guam Memorial Hospital. It actually sets up facilities for the public health and the mental health facilities. $35 million from the earned income tax credit earmarked, as well as $35 million from the general fund. That hearing again, or the session again, starts at 10 o'clock this morning. And as we move closer to the 80% herd immunity that the governor is looking for by July 21st, she's considering lifting more of her pandemic restrictions. She says mask requirements could be lifted, as well as the occupancy caps at local establishments and social distancing requirements. The governor is hoping that 96,000 people would be fully vaccinated by July 21st. So far, we're at 92,000 people who've been fully vaccinated. Another highlight from yesterday's economic forum at the Hyatt comes some news that the government plans to cover costs for some jobs for at least 3 months. The funding would get people back to work, but will also allow businesses to fully reopen. It'll cover $9.25 of the employees' salaries, again, up for 3 months. 6 new cases of COVID identified out of 616 tests performed. That brings our total now to 8,316 officially reported cases of COVID-19. And those are your headlines right here on The Point.
I got you. 7:37 in the morning, and some really, really interesting things going on here this morning as we do our anniversary. Look, if you got something to celebrate, do me a favor. Just hit me up on the meme machine, 988-5874. And for those of you that are celebrating numbers of marriage, do me a favor. See if you can dig out one of those wedding pictures. Wouldn't it be great to see Ken and Karen's wedding picture from back in the day?
Yes.
When he had hair, right? and then Ron Castro,
yeah,
right? Their wedding when he had hair. Wait a second, I got I'm getting images now. From an unknown. I'm just going to bounce these to myself so I can so that I can put them up on the screen. Can I tell source who is listening to the broadcast right now what is the significance of these two insanely hot Asian women? Can I divulge that to the listeners? More on that in a second. In the meantime, let me take care of these guys here, our friends over at Beyond the Box. They got you covered. You can find Beyond the Box in the Micronesia Mall. They're right next to the GameStop. You're going to go there anyway. Have you been playing games on your thing?
Yes.
Which one? No, which one? Just because I'm curious. Now, I'm nosy. What games have you been playing on your thing? I still have not, and I better do it soon while I still have decent credit. Get myself one of those gizmos. That I can play games on. I haven't, the PlayStation or the Xbox.
PlayStations, yeah.
Well, I mean, one or the other, I don't know. But some people like the Nintendo Switch. I'm told that the Nintendo Switch is also kind of bomb.
It is fun.
And it's handheld and it's portable and there's some good games on it.
I like to old school it though sometimes. Every once in a while I go back to the old stuff.
Like the original, yeah. Tell you what, you might not be able to find an Atari over at GameStop, but if you go next door to Beyond the Box, you can get yourself an Apple computer, and those Apple computers, iMacs, they get the new iMacs in there as well. You go in there and you get one of those things, and you download emulators in there, and then you can go back and take all of those Atari games, all the stuff that we used to play in the game side over at Pescador years ago, right? Galaga.
Yes. Defender.
Oh my God! Wait!
Space
What's the one?
Invaders.
Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair, bro. I hate that game. It's a stupid game. I hated that game.
Good graphics, though.
They were incredible graphics. Incredible graphics. Not even for the time. It's incredible graphics, I think, in today's world. But my problem, I could never get past about the third or fourth screen without getting killed by the dragon. And that was back in the day when a quarter was real money.
There you go.
So let me finish the commercial for Beyond the Box. Go and get one of those new iMacs or the MacBooks or whatever, and get yourself the emulators. And while you're there, get all of the things that you need to help make them work. As an example, I've got a MacBook that I use from time to time. It's a brand new MacBook. I bought it a year ago. And one of the things that they didn't tell me about the MacBook when I bought it was that there's no USB port on the thing. It's got USB like the C's. Right? That's all, and a power port and maybe an earphone jack over here, and that's it. But I got a zillion things that I need an adapter so I can still plug in my legacy gear too with the old version of the USB ports. They've got it all covered. You can call them or visit today. Remember, mall opens at 11. 888-8269. That's 888-8-BOX. Beyond the Box.
Burger King's got a breakfast classic made for a king. French toast sandwiches are back with sweet French toast and your choice of sausage, bacon, or ham, plus our new buttery maple spread. Top this off with our crispy hash browns and a hot brewed cafe. Treat yourself like the king you are for breakfast with the French toast sandwich. Served every day during breakfast hours, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Please wear your mask and practice social distancing. Your way better. BK Tumon Bay, Hagåtña, and the Micronesia Mall.
Becoming a homeowner can be a scary process, but it doesn't have to be, especially if you have the right guidance. Break through your fears and go to a real estate professional that will ensure a higher chance of success. That person is Lolita Camet of RE/MAX Diamond Realty. Lolita also specializes in commercial leasing, land sales, local residential sales leasing, and military and corporate relocation. Don't be afraid. Call Lolita Camet from RE/MAX Diamond Realty at 688-6743. That's 688-6743.
Get yourself wrapped up in a great tasting wrap. Huh? You like that? I'm that good. I'm that good, Real Joe. That's it. I'm talking about a great wrap. I just blew it. But I'm talking about get yourself all wrapped up in a great tasting wrap that you can only find over at Subway. Locations all over the island, including the new one over at NCS, where they're making these protein-packed double meat on your choice of tomato, basil, or light spinach wraps. Huh? You want this? And they've got a couple of recipes that were designed just for the wraps, including classic turkey, bacon, and guacamole. You can go bold with the Chipotle Southwest steak and cheese. Get yours at Subway today. Top End Pest Control is who you call for all your pest control needs. Got a problem with roaches, ants, spiders, rodents, fleas, ticks, termites? No problem. They do it all. Top End Pest Control is a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and HubZone certified, serving Guam since 2012. Call them today for a quote, 487-5657, or email topendpest@gmail.com. Check them out on Facebook at Top End Pest Control and give them a like.
top-end pest control for all your pest control needs.
Yeah, give me a second before I get out of this. We were asking for wedding pictures, and we ought to do one of those name the people in the picture deals. Can you do it? Anna Silva Tyrant, can you identify?
Bob Kelly.
That's Bob Kelly.
Is.
Who is Bob Kelly?
And he has a sword.
Right. And he has yeah, that is kind of, wow, a sword. Actually, that's probably not a sword. If I know Bob Kelly, that's some kind of device for tweaking.
It's an engineering tool.
It's an engineering tool. It's probably got a meter or something like that. I'll bet you on the top of the sword, got a USB port.
Oh.
Just for whatever. I don't know what it does.
They look great, though.
Yeah, that's a great picture. All right, let me get the traffic going. If you've got some that you want to send, you're more than welcome to. Wait. Okay, so before I get to that, because people are going, well, pretty girl.
Wow.
What's that? Can you identify the person on the screen or persons?
Yeah, that's the four faces of Khloe Kardashian.
Oh my God, you're good.
You're good.
Oh my God.
Well, I only love her.
What?
I only love her.
Get out of here. The four faces. You're right. The four faces of Khloe Kardashian, and you want to talk about somebody who's just a chameleon all the way through, and apparently the evolution never stops. You know, as long as you're in Los Angeles and have access.
Of the Kardashians, she's the one that I like the most because she's got such a real personality. She's cute.
I think there's at least one of these that look like you. There's at least one.
Her personality is very cute. You know, she's just lovable.
Bubbly, more bubbly than the other
like her.
Kardashians that just look like all they want to do is fight and be, quote, real all the time.
Calabasas girls.
But what's that?
Calabasas girls.
Calabasas girls.
From California.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that your kryptonite, Real Joe?
That's where we hang out.
Thought it might be. All right, let's take a look at what's happening in traffic right now. Traffic here on The Point. It's on my screen, on your screen. For those of you that are listening on the actual radio, doesn't look like there's too much to worry about. I got a feeling that there's a lot of people that went out last night. They're moving a little bit slower than normal this morning, and that's all right because it makes for better traffic. I'm not seeing a whole lot happening up in Jigo right now other than the construction traffic. Then it's just intersection traffic at a variety of locations from Waipaupau into Waisang. Song 1 and 3 are running really clear this morning, and that's kind of freaking me out right now. A little bit of traffic over on Route 16 over at the McDonald's. Must be a couple of people on both sides of the streets with their hat in their hand. 8, 10, and 16 running fairly clear right now. Intersection of 10 and 15 looks like it might be one of the busier ones working here this morning. Into the downtown Agutnia area. Unless you're on Route 8 and have to suffer through all of the lights, it should not be a problem getting in. And Route 4 looks like it's running clear as well. Big Navy and Sumai looking nice. It's going to be all right. 7:45 in the morning. There's your right now traffic. Key into Point.
A great burger is about balance. So with triple the beef, naturally we triple the cheese.
What about triple the bacon?
This guy gets it. My triple bacon cheesy jack combo. Only at Jack in the Box. Limited time only. Price participation may vary. Small drink and small fries.
Need to finish the job or start one the right way? Get the right stuff at East West Rental Center. You can switch to easy mode using industrial strength equipment. With years of experience helping builders, East West Rental gives you exactly what you need. Tools for landscaping, concrete, lifts, trucks, tables, tents, chairs, water blasters, excavators, forklifts, air compressors, and more. Call East West Rental Center at 646-1463 or visit them in Upper Dumont. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 to 5, Sundays 8 to 5.
Let's see, it's 7:46 in the... Whose anniversary picture is this up on the screen now, Mana?
Oh, man. Come on, man.
Time to see it.
What is, you're not paying any attention to what's going on the screen.
The phone's ringing, man. I got stuff going on in here. We got live reads.
So that's Real Joe? Real Joe?
Oh, yeah.
And
those are these.
Which one of the kids is this, Joe?
Oh, that's Adriano.
Adriano, okay.
Yeah.
Adriano. And what was the name of the dog?
Courage was his name.
Nice name.
Wow. Yeah.
Courage the Cowardly
He
Dog.
was scared,
I remember
yeah.
that. Oh.
He looks mean, but yeah, he's scared.
What would you call him for short?
Oh, no, I called him Courage.
Oh, that's now. Damana, how'd you manage to get your hands on that picture?
It's stealing stuff from Facebook.
Ah, very good, very good. 7:46 in the morning. You're more than welcome. Like I said, send us on the meme machine your anniversary picture. Wedding pictures is what we're looking at. Carlene Harker says, Half a Day Ray and Happy Friday. Big Sister Shelley. Hidden Hills, Calabasas, to be exact, for the Kardashian stalker that is Real Joe Cruz. That's nice. Charlie Hermosa with an interesting question. We were talking about your wedding pictures and wedding stuff. Charlie Hermosa wants to talk about divorce anniversaries. Have started to see a lot of divorce parties almost the size of wedding attendees.
Wow.
And I'm thinking I probably shouldn't talk about too much, but I did not have a divorce party. as much as there was a get-together, you know, about the same time that some papers were signed, and me and the ex happened to spend most of that evening hanging out around the same people. It felt like it was our divorce party.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to venue. There was dancing and everything. It was a nice little send-off. I think, let me see, Jerome McDonald online, Mark Voiland, talking about a go-to guy. There was an old adage in the Navy, which is train your relief. And Penelope Sablon writing in because Penelope Sablon is the daughter of Jerry Roberts.
Oh, that's right.
And she's like super excited. Says, "That's my dad."
Nice.
Very good, very good. Well, I don't know why I had to split early. Jerome McDonald thanking Jerry Roberts for his consistency and several hundred shows. Perlita Delamar Garcia's online saying happy Friday. And Colin Clark said, "You said it, Jerry. Probably the best thing Lou did during the pandemic was find Carl Gutierrez and put him in charge of stuff."
By the way, that's OJ's daughter.
Is OJ?
That's OJ's daughter.
Penelope?
Khloe Kardashian.
Oh, Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah, and I think OJ got released today. He got paroled, I think.
Mana, can you verify? Can you verify what Real Joe is saying? And a picture of Mana Silva Tyron wearing a Sunshine 2008.
Oh, yeah. Who else
cap.
has a hat like that?
I'll bet Catherine Castro has one. Catherine's on the line. Catherine Castro from the Guam Chamber of Commerce, Brandon Hoffaday. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, geez. So much better now. So much better. Thanks so much. Did you use that voice on the crowd yesterday at the Economic Forum?
I have no idea. I just use myself. My voice is, whatever comes out, right? So.
That's the kind of the theme of the program most days. Whatever comes out, comes out. And it looks like we've got a couple of days' worth of headlines coming out of the Economic Forum yesterday. I don't know what everybody else had to say, but all eyes and all ears on Governor Lulian Guerrero and others talking about how herd immunity and getting as many people vaccinated, up to 96,031 souls here on Guam over the age of 18 vaccinated. And then if we get it all done by July 21st, the lifting of quarantine restrictions, lifting of restrictions at restaurants, lifting of mask restrictions, et cetera, it will sound like normalcy. Did that go over well among the crowd?
Well, we wanted a finite date, and
you and me both. I know. I always get the feeling every once in a while when we hit these milestones, it's like Lucy holding the football for Charlie Brown. He comes in and takes a swing at it, and then bam, we pull up the football, and we go, okay, we apparently got to start all over again. That happened just a couple of months ago, and we're all targeting when what was it? We strove for 5 or something like that,
try for 5.
Yeah, we did everything that we were supposed to do, and then they made a change and said, no, we're going to just Delta or something. At any rate, it was nice to get that, but you and I are thinking along the same lines. Give me something tangible. If this, then that, for sure, is what we're looking for.
Right. And so the very first question that came out of the panel was, what is the actual date of reopening? And everybody just kind of looked at each other that was on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that obviously, everybody was happy with where we're at, right? We've got over 90,000 people vaccinated. We're at that herd immunity point already, and it looks like even July 1, which was another date that was tossed around, could be a very possible date to lift the last of the guidelines and restrictions, but we'll definitely look forward to July 21. We're hoping that we'll have some better news by the July 1st timeline. And really, this
I'm hoping that we get it today.
Right?
I mean, they're meeting today. There's certain members of the surgeon cell, et cetera, are supposed to be meeting with the governor. There's going to be a proclamation at 9:30 this morning in the governor's office for the hometown carriers and others that stuck around during the pandemic times and continue to make sure that there were services, that emergency personnel, things like the actual vaccines were getting flown in on a regular basis, along with the mail that Tammy over at the post office needed delivered to as many people as possible. So maybe maybe after that they can all get together and, oh, by the way, while the media is there, make a proclamation that would be, I don't know, would be just as meaningful to the airlines and the airlines customers and the business people here on Guam as it was to the airlines themselves after having taken care of us during the pandemic, if you know what I'm saying. So maybe that kind of announcement on the fly, know what I mean?
It would be terrific, wouldn't it, Ray? But we'll never know until we get there. And sometimes we get surprised, and sometimes we get disappointed.
Yeah.
But
right.
the opportunity for yesterday was, to get that kind of information and to get people to ask questions of the powers that be, right? And that was the opportunity. And I think that people that were in the room, people that participated via Zoom, if you didn't have that opportunity, I'm sorry that you didn't, folks out there, but that was what this whole morning was really, really all about. So I think overall it was a good event. And,
well, then, what was the answer then to the question? I mean, if the question was, what is a finite, what are the actual metrics that you're looking for? There are at least 4 members of the Republicans over at the legislature that were asking about that in a letter that they'd sent to the governor last week. So same thing. Did you get a satisfactory answer?
No, not in my opinion. Everybody, just basically reiterated what the governor said, and that was, we're looking at July 21 if these requirements are met. So again,
really, does it need to be 96,031 people exactly by the 31st? I mean, we're within 75. I mean, there are states that are opening up right now at 70% of whatever magic unicorn number they're shooting for. Why can we not say, all right, we were looking for 80%, but 75 will do, 73 will do, 70% will do?
Right. I mean, we know this, right? We see that this is happening all across the nation, right? But we're here in Guam, we're a little bit more restrictive, a little bit more cautious, I think is what our government has been doing. And, I think it's for a lot of people, it's good, right? I mean, we are where we are because of these restrictions that have been put in place. So
maybe I don't know. I'm an eternal skeptic, sweetheart. You know this about me, and I'm the one that is raised to question authority at every opportunity. And so I don't know. I think we've been here since December, and the rest of it has been just drama class.
Well, I'm really pleased though that we are going to get some of that recovery money to help businesses, right? As you've mentioned in the broadcast this morning, that Dave and Gita are both looking at ways to support businesses, and so we're looking forward to that and having that rolled out as soon as possible.
I'll see what I can find out about this morning. I'll see what I can find out about, when the stops and starts are. As you point out, we talked with Gita last week about that, and they're still waiting on some information on exactly how they're able to use that money. I think that's the other thing is we got to wait out July 18th to find out what the end of the day rules are going to be for the use of the rescue funds that are supposed to be coming out of Washington D.C. My story is that the numbers, the dollars are available right now. We just haven't gotten all of the guidance that we need to spend it. And so my question is, okay, you guys in the grants world, what do we have guidance on, and can we start using those monies right away? The other parts of this is Dr. Roseanne Jones was a part of it, talking about diversification of the economy. I know that's something that the chamber has been pushing for some time now. Do you see any green shoots in your goals for diversification?
We've come a long way. I think there's been really good things that are happening, but it's kind of slow, just because of certain situations in reference to not being open, and then of course the source markets also being closed, their borders being closed. So a lot of that has to do with inward investment, and a lot of that has to do with just those types of restrictions, right? So I think there's some good things and things that are slower, but we continue to push forward, and I think those are all good. And I think that having the governor and the directors, the agencies that are involved, excited and continuing this momentum is extremely crucial to see these initiatives come to fruition.
So diversification, always an interesting topic, and always one that is slow to take off. I mean, even something like recreational marijuana. Now we've been, how long has it been since that has been a matter of law here in this town? At least a couple of years, and we're finally to a point where the Cannabis Commission has gotten their final paperwork sent over to the Attorney General's office and the Governor's office, and then now it hopefully we'll start selling licenses and getting some marijuana grown in here, and maybe that's going to help boost things economically and in the hospitality industry. What about jobs as you see them? Do you think that we might be able to get the 13,000 or so people that are unemployed back into working situations right now, or do you think that for some people this might be a longer road that they've got to hoe as being unemployed and soon without access to federal dollars?
Yes, I think that's definitely a big concern, and obviously that point is just around the corner, and I think that there will be some issues after Labor Day for sure. But, we just have to continue to remind our people that, we need to reskill, we need to upskill. And again, what my point at the forum was yesterday was the sooner we can get to 100% operational for our businesses, the better that we can have these opportunities available for our people tomorrow, right? We can't just turn the switch. We have to have capacity. We have to build that capacity, right? And we're behind.
People got to get to work. I tell you what, 75% occupancy for many businesses might be their limit with the social distancing requirements that are in the way. You might be able to go to 100%, but unless we get the social distancing, I'm still, like I did last night, going to eat near the swimming pool over at the Tossie at Doucet, as opposed to being a little bit closer to the kitchen and the bathroom and the bar. That's where they sat us last night. Was one of the. It was pleasant and romantic as hell. They sat us over underneath the cabana by the pool, because all of the regular dining area in the Tossie was all full because of the social distancing requirement. I'm with you. We'll watch and see how it happens. Catherine Castro, it's always a delight talking to you, but an even bigger delight to hear you say good morning.
Well, it's always a pleasure, Ray. You guys take good care. It's wonderful to see you every morning.
Have a great weekend. Pray for us sinners. Just after 8 o'clock in the morning. Fox News Live here on The Point, and on the screen, Ken and Karen Williams from Top End Pest Control.
2 people were accounted for, but search and rescue officials plan to search through the night for the many more who remain missing. Ray Jadala, Miami-Dade Assistant Fire Chief of Operations, said they've been able to search beneath the rubble, obtaining access provided by the parking garage, and were using canine units and sonar devices.
We did receive sounds, not necessarily people talking, but sounds, what sounds like people banging, well, not people, but sounds of a possibility of a banging. Short of that, we haven't heard any voices coming from the pile.
The mayor of Miami-Dade County said structural engineers were on scene investigating the cause of the collapse. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
There's a bipartisan deal on infrastructure, though it's much smaller than the plan President Biden had put forth. Still, he praised the deal, which totals about $1 trillion, saying the investments are long overdue.
They'll put Americans to work in good-paying jobs, repairing our roads and our bridges. They'll deliver high-speed internet to every American home, bringing down the price that people pay now for internet service. And they'll close the American digital divide.
Maine Republican Senator Susan Collins.
We've agreed on the price tag, the scope, and how to pay for it. It was not easy to get agreement on all 3, but it was essential.
A much larger spending plan proposed by President Biden that could be passed without Republican support will be paired with the bipartisan infrastructure bill. The White House says the president intends to make sure both bills move forward. The president now in Raleigh, North Carolina, again urging Americans to get vaccinated against COVID-19. America is listening to Fox News.
Howdy, folks.
KFC's Colonel here. I want to introduce you to KFC's new crispy, juicy, hot, and spicy chicken. We take our delicious KFC chicken and marinate it in our signature KFC blend of chili peppers and spices and cover them in a crunchy and crispy coating. KFC's new hot and spicy chicken is available for a limited time at your favorite KFC location. Call us for delivery at 300-3278. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Leah Dunca from Security Title here with a little information about trusts. A trust is a legal entity capable of owning property. It can protect property from issues such as lawsuits or divorce and can be used to distribute property and avoid probate. Many trusts start as revocable but become irrevocable when the initial trustees die. Work with your estate planning attorney to see if a trust is a good fit for your family property. Call the professionals at Security Title. We are here to help.
Another encouraging reading on the job market.
It appears employers are continuing to hold on to their staffs this month. The latest reading on the job market, the number of people filing for unemployment benefits last week declined to 411,000. It's an improvement, though economists were hoping for a larger decline. Continuing claims, those still receiving benefits dropped to 3.3 million. Claims are down sharply from steep losses in the job market last spring. Employers are reporting increased demand for workers as COVID-19 cases have declined, more people are vaccinated, and governments have eased restrictions. Jenny Cosola, Fox News.
Meanwhile, the Commerce Department says the U.S. economy grew at a solid 6.4% in the first 3 months of this year. The FAA may make some changes to names to become more inclusive.
A Federal Aviation Administration panel looks to change some terms like cockpit and man-made to gender-neutral equivalents. The FAA's Drone Advisory Committee suggesting switching cockpit to flight deck, noting that on occasion, masculine crew members have wielded the term cockpit to exclude or undermine feminine coworkers. The term man-made could be changed to manufactured, and repairman could be changed to technician, according to the committee. The panel was ordered to come up with a report in February of this year with the ultimate goal of setting an example for the entire aviation industry. It's not clear if the FAA will adopt the recommendations. CJ Papa, Fox News.
Two towns in New Jersey are renaming streets in honor of the legendary R&B group, the Isley Brothers. Ceremonies held today in Teaneck and Englewood, neighboring towns outside New York City, where they lived during their heyday, the 1960s. The Isleys originally came from Cincinnati, and the group at one time included 5 brothers. The first hit the charts in 1959 was Shout, a song later immortalized in the movie Animal House. I'm Lisa Lacera, and this is Fox News.
Get your shot and win big prizes, Guam. The Office of the Governor and the Guam Visitors Bureau presents Vax and Win, Guam. Protect our community by getting your shot and enter online at visitguam.com/vax for a chance to win. Starting June 14th through July 21st, weekly prizes of $10,000 cash and a brand new car will be given away to lucky residents who are fully vaccinated. That's 6 weeks of Vax and Win opportunities. Some conditions apply. Log on to visitguam.com/vax for official promo rules or to submit your entry today.
Chili's is bringing you a full meal offer with 3 for Me for just $15. You get a beverage, a starter, and an entree. First, choose from a refreshing Coca-Cola or iced tea, pick a starter, then select your choice of a mouth-watering entree, like Cajun pasta with grilled chicken, ranchero chicken tacos, or the savory Santa Fe burger. Dine in today or visit chilisguam.com for delivery and to-go options. Chili's, 3 for Me for just $15. Available for a limited time. Chili's, savor the moment.
Diving and seeing our coral reef full of life.
I really love hiking the trails.
I really love going to the beach. The sunsets are amazing.
Your island needs you. Help preserve what makes our island home. Stop those who threaten our wildlife, plants, and environment. Install the free Toka app and report poaching, littering, burning, and other environmental crimes. Call 864-TOKA or install the free Toka app today. This public service announcement is brought to you by the Department of Agriculture, UOGC Grant, and Choice Broadcasting.
Your local news is brought to you by Nambo Insurance. Skip the line, pay online. It's fast, easy, and secure. Visit Nambo.com for more information. Your local news is also brought to you by Carrier Guam. Turn to the experts.
Off a day, it's 8:06. I'm Ana Silva Tyron with a look at your local news on the point. Senators go into session this morning at 10 o'clock. They got a bunch of bills on their agenda. One of the hot ticket items is Bill 121 that would fund facilities for the Guam Memorial Hospital, Public Health, and Guam Behavioral. It appropriates $35 million from the Earned Income Tax Credit reimbursement in fiscal year 2022. And about $35 million, no more than that, from the general fund on an annual basis. The project would be financed by leasing the land for up to 30 years to a contractor who would be responsible for the design and build and would lease it back to the government of Guam. Also on the agenda is Bill 109, the Newborn Safe Haven Act by Senator Mary Torres. Bill 108, which would streamline the adoption policies and procedures on Guam, and Bill 134 to remove the minimum acreage requirement for farms to be protected under the Guam zoning laws. There are a number of other bills on the agenda. Session is set to start at 10 o'clock this morning. There are now over 92,000 people who've been fully vaccinated, and the island is getting closer to the governor's herd immunity. The governor is considering restoring some of the island's normal policies by July 21st. She says that she's considering lifting the mask requirement, removing social distancing, and the capacity set for local businesses. The governor's goal is to get 80% herd immunity against COVID-19 by Liberation Day. The governor in the Economic Forum yesterday at the Hyatt said that her goal is to get the island back to normal as soon as possible and is considering making masks optional. She also intends to restore occupancy to 100% and lift the cap on social gatherings. But the lifting, she says, doesn't exactly mean the public health emergency will end on July 21st. The Post reports that the governor is still raising issue with the new COVID variants. There is some optimism, though, from the tourism industry, from economic analysts and strategists who say the island is getting closer to restoring the tourism industry and welcoming back visitors. GVB saying yesterday that they are looking forward to the easing of more travel and quarantine requirements in July. Another highlight from the forum are plans of the governments to fund jobs for at least 3 months. The governor and the Department of Labor working together on formalizing that plan that would pay 3 months of pandemic-hit workers' salaries so that more businesses can fill up vacancies. It would mean that 5,000 to 6,000 workers will be able to go back to work. The subsidies for up to $9.25 an hour for workers who would work 480 hours. The plan is mainly for those still on the pandemic unemployment assistance program. We'll have more news right after this.
Go green, go hybrid. Go to Nanbo Insurance, and your next power bill is on us. Insure your hybrid car at Nanbo and get up to $350 towards your next power bill. That's instant savings for keeping our island clean and green. Nanbo has been providing Guam with over 50 years of reliable and affordable auto insurance. At Nanbo, it pays to go green. Terms and conditions apply. Visit nanbo.com or call 477-9754 for details.
It would be the 5th time the school has been hit in recent months, and school officials are hoping the public can help them find the culprits and contact police. Until Middle School in Barragata burglarized and vandalized. On KUAM last night, it was reported that the staff of the school was surveilling the campus on Wednesday morning when they discovered that one of the classrooms was broken into. A list of items still being compiled of what was damaged or stolen. Anyone with information should contact the Guam Police Department. Meanwhile, the government's attorney for murder suspect Matthew Manabusan is asking the court for co-counsel. Jay Arreola had asked for assistance in light of receiving discovery from the previous counsel. The judge is inclined to allow the counsel in time for trial, which is set for July 20th. Manabusan, you might recall, was charged with the murder of Joshua James Meno, whose body was found in the jungle along Swamp Road. And 2 men caught on camera abusing a dog have been charged by the Attorney General with animal abuse. Jesse Pua Villagomez and Damian Kaleo Greer were seen on the video some months ago shooting a dog with a pellet gun. Greer was charged with animal abuse in the 2nd degree as a misdemeanor. Villagomez was charged with animal abuse on the 2nd degree and guilt established by complicity as a misdemeanor. And those are your top stories here on The Point. Here's Ray with your weather.
Okay, I'll get it. Just beach weekend coming up for everybody. And Mental Floss, website on the World Wide Web, has an interesting story. Heading to the beach. Here's how to protect your phone from water, sun, and sand. Okay, can I tell you? I will tell you what works for me on the beach, hiking, whatever.
What works for you?
Okay, you go to the ABC store. You're going to go there for beer and ice anyway, right?
Yes.
And they've got these little Korean things that look like a resealable bag for food.
The waterproof bag.
Yeah, and so it slips in, and then there's a closer on top, and then you fold it over a couple of times, and it seals with Velcro. And then there's one more fold that you seal it with Velcro. Works. That's like $20 or something like that.
And then you get the one that says "I love Guam."
Exactly. Well, if they have that, mine doesn't. Mine's just a generic kind of Korean thing. But I've worn mine. I've worn it hiking for about the last couple of weeks, and I get into all of these jungle rivers and things like that, and it is dry on the way out. And obviously, if it's keeping water out, it'll keep the sand out. But piece of advice: put it in inside out and upside down. I'm sorry, upside down and sideways. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to use the camera, because there's parts of it that the camera's going to get blocked with. But otherwise, try it out. I highly recommend that if you're doing any beaching, hiking, or anything having to do with sand and water around your expensive phones. I know you got the phone, and the lady when you bought it said, "Oh, they're waterproof. They're waterproof." Yeah, I don't want to ever test that theory with a telephone that cost $1,100. 8:12 in the morning, and weather for the weekend, definitely beach time. Partly cloudy skies today with maybe some isolated showers. Easterly winds up to about 15 miles an hour. Daytime highs 89 degrees. With the heat index, it'll be 94. And you will notice that there is one other thing that you've got to protect your phone from, and that is heat, which is always heat, which is one of the reasons why I recommend that you always have a cooler with some cold beverages and some ice in it. So when your phone starts to tell you it ain't working, you can always tell when the screen goes dark that it is overheating. So stick that either in a koozie or in the actual cooler. Tonight and tomorrow, partly cloudy skies and isolated showers. I'm going to make the prediction that's what we're going to be having all weekend long. I intend to come back to work on Monday sunburned. I hope you do as well. Sunrise this morning at 5:56. Sunset tonight is going to be 9 minutes from 7 o'clock. Hashtag tell the others. Hashtag start early. That's news and weather together here on The Point.
Today, indoor air quality is more critical than ever, and the experts at Carrier have a solution for your protection and peace of mind. Introducing Carrier's OptiClean air filtration system with HEPA filters and optional UV light accessories. Designed for hospital isolation rooms, yet versatile enough for businesses, schools, and other large areas. This machine can cover 1,500 square feet. It's compact, portable, and only runs on 110 power. Contact Carrier at 647-COOL to learn more.
Experience the Take Care difference. Take Care members can count on accessing a high-quality, credentialed network of on-island providers, including the convenient one-stop FHP Health Center and Urgent Care, access to an extensive off-island network of providers, and the island's largest offering of free fitness classes and health education programs. You can count on Take Care to deliver comprehensive, accredited insurance coverage and quality health care when and where you need it. Take Care. Our island, your health plan. Learn more at takecareasia.com.
8:14 in the morning. Portions of the program brought to you by APL, American President Lines, global presence with a global home. Also being brought to you by, or local home, sorry. Local presence, global.
Universal.
They're everywhere. Yeah. It sounded like Jerry Roberts there for a second. Portions of the program also being brought to you by the guys over at Docomo. And they've got this ridiculously simple bundling plan. Build a customized bundle. Tell you, get me the music.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's choking, man.
Yeah, I'm choking.
What's going on, man?
He wants
Heimlich.
music.
Heimlich.
He wants music. There you go.
Wait, I'm not sure if it's out yet. Do you have like long songs, like
I
Phil
do.
to the newscast length song?
I didn't find the soundtrack to you dying, man.
Camera, so we all have to,
It's not,
we all get to watch.
Don't have a
You
whole
won't
lot of
hear
room
it.
in times of the disasters.
You'll pass out because I'll freak out and run out the door.
Oh, I'll remember that. It's 8:16 in the morning. And as I was trying to say, before the beetle nut choking occurred, that's the problem. It's okay. So here's the thing, guys. I think it's catharsis time through admission and you have to admit that you've got a problem before you can solve the problem. And I am hooked on betel nut, in particular the kind of betel nut that grows at Colin Clark's grandfather's place.
Ooh.
It's good. It's good. It's the kind. It's the guy. Can I do it? I was gonna give you an example of how good it is with this one here that I've had in a bag for about a week and a half or something like that. Anyway, one bite was all it took to open the shell, and the betel nut popped right out.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. And you can't not chew that betel nut. And I thought the break was going to be longer, but apparently it wasn't. So build a customized bundle with the right internet, mobile TV, and phone plan for your business. It's cunningly easy concept. The more services you add, the more you save with Docomo Pacific's Business Bundles Plus. Call or visit today at Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together. And somebody's going to take that one little snippet here from the YouTube Live.
The Coconut Wireless is back. The Ray Gibson Show.
I'm that guy.
Call now. 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Man, when I said choke me, I had something different in mind. Hey, where to? What's up? 8:17 in the morning. Ray Gibson Show until it's not going to be anymore. Can you do me a favor? Did we fill each other in on OJ being released? Is that a fact, Mona? Did you find anything on that?
That was wrong.
I didn't.
You did not? Okay.
That was wrong.
Did you make it up?
No, I didn't.
What did you
This
get?
day a few
Fake
years
news?
ago, he was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, OJ.
Let's just start the show over again. Last hour, Catherine Castro from the Visitors, I'm sorry, not the Visitors Bureau, Chamber of Commerce on the radio with me, talking about, the forum that they had yesterday, and disappointment that there is nothing firm yet. Headlines say that they're talking about, we're going to release the restrictions of social distancing mandates. No more masks. Masks actually will be optional for those of you that, feel like you got to, tell everybody in the world how much better you are than anybody else is by wearing your mask. It will be optional now is the thing. Maybe even quarantine restrictions lifted for everybody coming into Guam. We'll watch and see. But the thing is, we all want to be able to plan on it. Jerry Roberts' extra point today was about consistency. Consistency comes with a certain amount of certainty and builds certainty. Where we say, I'm certain if I give Real Joe a task that it will get done. I don't even think about it anymore because I know after I've told him. So all we need to do is tell me what the number is or tell me what the date is or tell me what the number and the date is so that I can plan with certainty that this is going to happen. If then this. If this happens, then that will happen.
Money got to be spent, too.
Business need to know about that. Well, I mean, what's the point of going to Dave Del Sola and saying, Dave, give me $9.25 for an employee that I'm going to hire for 90 days. Give me a 90-day wonder here if we're not going to be at 100% occupancy. If I don't need the guy, then why am I going to hire the guy? And until I hear, with some degree of certainty that that's what's going to be happening, then, golly, I don't know if I'm going to make that decision right now. And there's going to be 13,000 people still unemployed because the businesses don't operate on, well, what if? We like to operate on certainties. And, with the amount of regular uncertainty around here, like when is the price of gas going up? How much more is it going to cost me to deliver the delivery prices that you got on foods and drinks? And everybody's loving the idea that I can make a phone call and then I can send somebody to go pick it up and they'll bring it to me for a few dollars. Well, what happens when gas is $5 a gallon? Which is where it's headed. 888-8255, 888-TALK. I want certainty. Phil Letty was apparently there. He says, my favorite takeaway from the Economic Forum, the Killigrew and red rice wraps from the Hyatt Kitchen. Yeah, I love that. Isn't that awesome?
Go, Phil.
20 after 8 o'clock in the morning, we'll talk to one of my favorite veterinarians here in just a second. Mark Colby is on the line, though, from the GML. And so what happened last night? There was no GML game. What happened?
No GML game, unfortunately. This past week's disturbance in the area really messed up the field. I know the commissioner is working with Parks and Rec to try to rectify that. And hopefully we will have a game tonight. We are scheduled to see the Rangers from Talipopo take on the Dodgers. So, hopefully that game will take place. And then, of course, this weekend, we do have the Junior Nationals taking on the Cougars at 2 p.m. on Sunday. And thanks to the GNOC board, they have sponsored this game, just like last Sunday's. This game, Junior Nationals Cougars at Paseo, 2 p.m., admission free. So everyone and anyone come on down to the stadium to watch the young talent coming up, rising, the Junior Nats, they'll be taking on the Cougars. Let me see. Standings so far in the GML, we have the Rays and the Dodgers sitting at 3-0. The Junior Nats and the Spartans.
When do they see each other?
The Junior Nats. Are you talking about the Rays and the Dodgers?
Yeah,
The
two
Dodgers
undefeateds.
They are scheduled to play on Sunday, July the 11th, 7 p.m. And I know a lot of people are crossing their fingers they still make it there undefeated because they are the two top undefeated teams still in the league. But yeah, that will be another.
You need to call in more often and promote that. All right, I want full stands in there. Now I was asked a question. Somebody we were watching the sunset and saw the lights come up over at the Paseo, and the question was, do they have beer there?
Yes, they do. Okay. Beer is on sale right below the press box. So.
Well, you got to go get it.
Yeah, you have to go get it.
Wait! I thought this was the major leagues here. Don't we have pretty girls in Korean hot pants walking around?
No, I think we have more girls in hot pants walking around.
Okay, but not selling beer.
Yeah, they are. They are selling the beer right below the press box. So when you first come into the stadium, go up to the to the bleacher section, either side, left or right. Boom, they're right there in front of you at the center, right at the stadium.
All right. Do they check IDs? I'm asking for a friend.
I believe so. I do believe. And, of course, they know everybody that traditionally comes to the stadium, And, of course, there are beverages for the non-alcoholic drinkers. So it's a good, relaxing moment. We've had like 5-6 home runs already this season. Off the top of my head, I can't remember all of them.
That's all right.
We've had some very close. The last couple of games were actually walk-off victories. That means the team actually, came from behind at the end of the game in the bottom of the frame, and they won it. They have implemented the new. I don't know if you've heard of the new major league rule for extra inning games, and it was kind of kind of curious to see how it would work out, and we've actually seen the implementation of the new major league rule where when you start the 10th inning of a game, if you go into overtime, extra innings, they will automatically put a base runner at second base. And the concept of this, I've been watching videos on YouTube trying to understand the whole, process of it with ESPN, and they were saying that Major League believes that this will speed up the game, which I have to agree. It has actually sped up the process because we've had times in the past where the 10th, 11th, and 12th inning didn't have any action. So, this automatically putting a runner at second really pushes the teams to try to get the runs in. And we've already had it happen twice where this past Sunday's game, the Pirates actually faced the Cougars. The Cougars had tied the game, put it in an extra, and then taking the lead in the extra, and then the Pirates in the bottom of the frame, again with the runner at second, actually tied it and took the game. So it does make it a little bit more exciting. I kind of hope we get more extra inning games, but then again, the longer I'm there, the less sleep I get.
I hear that. And you've got an actual real-life job that you've got to be prepped for in the morning, 8:25 in the morning. And as I said, Mark Colby from the GML on the line, the voice of GML. If you're close enough to the stadium, you can hear that while the games are being played, and it's almost as exciting as watching the game as well. Imagine how good it is when both of them are together. Mark, it's always a delight talking with you. Hope you have a great weekend, and give me a ring on Monday and let me know what the big adjustments are in the standings and who did what.
All right, sir. I do appreciate it. Like I said, tonight, 7 p.m., we're going to see the Rangers take on the Dodgers. Don't forget Sunday, 2 p.m., Junior Nationals take on the Cougars. That game, general admission, absolutely free. So pass the word. Come on down. Free entertainment. Just got to buy your beer.
I got you. Or buy me a beer as well. Mark, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. 888-8255-888, TALK, 8:25 in the morning. And an interesting conversation about medical malpractice and interesting comments coming from a different kind of medical, not necessarily people medicine, but dog and cat medicine. Dr. Joel Joseph on the line. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning. Buenos and half a day.
Long time no hear.
Yeah. I understand life's been going well over there.
But no, everything going fine. But it's nice to hear from you every once in a while. Anybody confiscate any more medicine from you?
No.
Did they give any of the old stuff
was 8
back?
years ago.
Well, I know, but it's been that long since you and I have talked. Did they give any of the old stuff back? Any of the records? You remember when everything was seized by the Attorney General's office, et cetera?
They did not give any of the records back. All those records are still out in their hands, which I think is a problem for the people's privacy. Okay. All those records have not been returned. There's a whole bunch of missing drugs still. What can I tell you?
Well, I don't know. The records that you're talking about include the records of my dog's illness when Mocha was one of your patients all those years ago. Anyway, 8:27 in the morning. You're calling in on medical malpractice. As I've said a couple of times, this is an issue I've only been watching from the periphery. It is interesting to see what is the start of interesting little civil wars going on from some in the medical community that are clamoring for significant amount of change, and others that are saying this is going to prevent me from being able to work with work at my profession with some patients and certain illnesses. And then, of course, we've got the interesting kabuki going on over at the legislature. Not entirely sure how that's going to work out on this bill.
Well, basically, presently we have the MMMA, Mandatory Medical Malpractice Act, which forces anyone that wants to charge malpractice to go to arbitration.
Okay.
And in arbitration, you got to put up money for your side. You got to put up money for the other side's legal bills.
Regardless of the outcome?
Regardless of the outcome. So if I lose, I have to pay your legal bill. If you lose, you have to pay my legal bill. And if you're not going to pay my legal bill and I win, somebody else has to pay my legal bill, and that's called my clients. Or your medical charges go up. In veterinary medicine, medical charges will go up a lot.
Yeah.
We've solved a lot of problems with our clients just by talking to them and et cetera. And part of it is they realize that they actually may be responsible for our legal bills. So we settle things. I mean, like people, like gentlemen, or like even islanders, hopefully. We can just get together and settle these things. But with this new law, you can go and sue doctors for $20,000 in small claims court or for whatever you want, and you don't have to pay their legal bill. Okay? It's very hard to get doctors out here.
It could lead to a number of frivolous suits.
A lot of frivolous suits.
Yeah, just roll the dice. If I don't have skin in the game, then I can roll the dice as many times as I want to, and maybe do some judge shopping and finally get a winner.
Right, and the other thing is the Malpractice Act doesn't make it any more expensive. Either way, you're going to pay your lawyer. Either way, somebody's going to pay court costs. Either way, you're going to pay your expert witnesses. The only big difference is you are now responsible for the other side's bills. And if you don't like the outcome in arbitration, you can go to regular court. Now, if you go into litigation, first you're going to have the first hearing in front of a magistrate, and then you're going to go back for other hearings. You're still going to pay your expert witnesses. You're still going to pay your legal bill. Okay? There is no significant savings in going to litigation over arbitration. Okay? But I want to actually approach it a little bit differently. Guam is a beautiful, beautiful island paradise. It's part of America. We got all those wonderful things and all the rights of U.S. citizens. And we have trouble attracting doctors here to the point where we can't even get a medical examiner here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it's hard to get a medical examiner here and he's not under threat of malpractice, okay, you got to realize how hard it is for us as doctors to recruit.
I can't disagree with you. You're absolutely right. And having lived on Guam all of my life, would like to see more and different doctors around here. Frankly, I was delighted when GRMC started looking at bringing in alternative therapies, not necessarily general practitioners, but people with actual specific duties at Guam Regional Medical City, therapists and the like, heart doctors, brain surgeons, literally.
So one of the ways GRMC and GMH get in on this is their doctors can't be sued more than, $300,000 on the Guam Claims Act. So you really can't sue them for anything significant. And that's how they bring in doctors. We in private practice, we don't have that protection, except that the Medical Malpractice Act makes you pay our legal bills.
Yeah.
Okay?
But you got to win.
Yeah. I mean, what happens if we take the senators and make them responsible for the bad laws they pass or not following the laws? That affects more people than we do. We affect one person at a time. They are affecting hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Interesting, yeah.
Okay? What if we made them responsible? Okay? With a Malpractice Act against them. Would they go along with that? Are they going to be responsible for, let's do this way?
No, I know the answer to the question, and the answer is no. They're not going to be responsible. They will say that I wasn't the only one that voted for that bill. It was a measure that was carried on behalf of all of the representatives of the people. Blah blah blah. BS. So I think I know where you're headed on this. To what degree is this bill that is at the legislature now that they've been pondering over and deliberating on for the last couple of days? To what degree is it going to affect you in the veterinary business?
We've actually stopped taking in any and all emergencies.
Wow.
And people have asked why.
Wow.
Well, because the law is retroactive. Emergencies are our high-risk things. These are the times where even when it's not a good outcome, it doesn't mean it's malpractice. It doesn't mean it was wrong or anything else. It doesn't mean the owners, in our case, did or did not do anything wrong with their pet. Okay? Emergencies are higher risk, and these are the ones that people argue about. Why did my dog die? Or why couldn't you fix my dog's leg that was in 10 pieces and make it walk normally?
So-and-so's a butcher, so-and-so's a lousy surgeon, so-and-so didn't prescribe the right medication.
A less than optimal outcome is not malpractice. It's not desirable. It's not perfect. But if I was stateside and I had a broken leg, it gets referred to the specialty center. Okay? We don't have that option here. We don't have that option here. We have a very limited abilities here. Guam is a medically underserved area, and this has been recognized. And that goes for veterinary medicine, too. Okay? If they want to fix some of these things, well, why don't they start with some of the things that are political, like the board?
That was the same comment that was made, and I'll urge you to take a listen and watch yesterday's program. I had Dr. George Macris, who for many reasons is likewise not practicing here on Guam, but he had some interesting things to say. The system is flawed from the word go because of actions by a variety of boards that are out there, GBME among them. 8:34 in the morning. Doc, I got to run. I appreciate your thoughts on this.
One little shameless plug here.
Absolutely.
On Sunday, we are having at the Oka Park and Play across from Oka Payless, the Pet and Play. This is Wise Owl's 16th anniversary party, but more important, we have a fund for the animals the people that can't afford their animals. It's called Owl Be There For You. All the proceeds, 100%, will go to those animals and those people that need that money.
Nice.
And we will be showing the movie Crudes.
Among my favorites, yes.
Yes, Crudes 2, actually.
I didn't watch the sequel. I might swing by there and drive through and watch the show. I'll be there for you. I love the title. For details, give Dr. Josephs a call at Wise Owl.
Thank you very much.
Or visit him on Marine Corps Drive. What was the name of the strip joint that his office is in now?
Wise Owl.
Texas. It was Texas.
No, it's Dallas.
Oh, you're right. Same thing.
Texas was in Inigo. Dallas is into it. What's that, Doc?
It's Wise Owl.
It's Wise Owl.
We're almost like Hooters.
You have a great weekend, Doc. I'll see you pretty soon. 888-8255-888-TALK is the telephone number. I'd asked, I mean, with such controversy floating around with this bill, and it doesn't sound like anybody is going to be, the very finite number of people would be pleased if it continues to move forward. I think there's a lot of people trying to figure out which 10-foot pole to hit it with at the legislature. I'd asked among a buddy at the legislature, I said, what's going to happen here? Is it going to go back to committee to languish? And his response was, at this point, prior to the bill making it to the session floor, only the committee chair or the sponsor can have the bill stay in committee or die in committee. Since the committee chair and sponsor are the same person, most likely the bill will move to session floor for debate. There are 11 co-sponsors. Some are members of the committee and will most likely sign to report out or do pass the bill out of committee. Once the committee notes are completed, then the bill will be placed on the agenda and on to session agenda. It's not on the current session agenda. Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
I don't know if it actually has come up for a public hearing. There's one that's coming up from what I understand.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hope so. There's a lot of attention being paid to this case, and like I said, there's a line down the middle of the community.
Remember that Tina is the head of the Rules Committee, which sets the session agenda, and
she has abandoned her support.
Yeah, she has. So let's see how that plays out into this whole thing.
Well, but the committee members. Well, I don't know. I mean, you're the president of the Rules Committee. I mean, if you've got the committee on health and everybody says yes, let's move this to the floor for debate and vote, regardless of whether you are the rules person, can you as rules say, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that?
I think you can move it on the floor with enough support.
Yeah, and while it's on the floor, regardless of whether the committee has made their suggestions on it, could not the sponsor call it up for a vote or debate and a vote once session has started?
Hey, check the expert.
I'd say the expert.
What's her name?
Bob Klitsky, expert?
The speaker.
Oh, the speaker.
Yeah, Bob Klitsky.
Bob Klitsky is an expert. I don't know.
There's an expert, but the speaker of the legislature, and she's the author of the bill.
But it seems to me that a majority of senators can do pretty much whatever they want to at any time.
I think they can.
So, I mean, if you've got 15 people in there and 8 vote to bring it out of committee and onto the floor for debate and vote, they can do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Standing rules?
Yep.
Robert's rules? Real Joe's rules? Okay. 8:38. Real Mana Silva's Tyron's got to get out of here and get her weekend started. Lots to do in preparation for Mia's 18th birthday. Only took 18 years to get here. Right? At any rate, she's got her last look at news for the week coming up.
Liberate Mia. She no longer, I told her, she said, you no longer have a curfew.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Yeah, but you're accountable for your own actions because you're 18 now. So
if
all
the cops
know
call.
who you are.
Gotcha. 8:38 in the morning. Mana Silva's got her last look at news for the week coming up next.
Subway double dares you to take the wrap at Subway. Protein packed with double meat for double the flavor. Oh yeah, this is the way to wrap. Choose the smoky, creamy goodness of the turkey, bacon, and guacamole folded in a tomato basil wrap. Or go for the hot one, Chipotle Southwest steak and cheese tucked in a light spinach wrap. However which way you want to pack the protein, these are the wraps you'll be happy to take. Subway, eat fresh.
Subway double meat wraps are available at all Subway locations, including the newly opened Subway NCS right outside the gate.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they'll continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer staycation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $3,900 by calling Family Finance. Again, 475-4545, Upper Tumon at 647-5626, or in Dededo at 633-4473. Family Finance, serving the people of Guam since 1959. Yeah, that is an interesting way to look at this. What's happening with this bill on the arbitration, etc. Is it now, notwithstanding any of the ins and outs of what's actually in the measure and what will change if the bill is passed? Is this now the first of the major Tina versus Therese battles? As in Tina Rose Munoz-Barnes versus the Vice Speaker versus Speaker Therese Turlai. Is this the first of the major big public ones?
Could be.
Could be.
Because
we'll see.
you listen to her statement. She said, "You told me you called the doctors, but I've been receiving information otherwise.
Yeah, Bob
That was the
Klitzkin.
message I saw.
Yeah, interesting breakdown of the program yesterday. 8:40 in the morning, 888-8255, 888-TALK is my phone number. We'll get to a couple of calls here in just a second, but first, Montesilva Tyrant with the last set of news. Hoffa?
Well, there are a bunch of bills on the agenda for session when senators go back in. They're going to go in at 10 o'clock. One of the things that they are going to discuss is the funding for the new hospital. It'll include some money for a new public health facility as well as money for mental health. Session gets underway at 10 o'clock. And the governor's eyeing lifting more of her pandemic restrictions if we hit that 80% mark for herd immunity. She continues to look at July 21st as a target date. So far, there's 92,000 people who've been fully vaccinated. The governor's goal is 96,000. Some of the things she could be lifting would be the mask requirement, the social distancing requirement, and some of the caps on local businesses on how many people they can have in. The GVB is also looking at lifting some of the travel restrictions to include quarantine. They're hoping that will happen by July. There were 6 new cases of COVID-19 identified out of 616 tests performed this week. It was actually on Wednesday, 4 of those identified through contact tracing. Our total this morning is at 8,316. Officially reported cases of COVID-19. 79 people remain in active isolation. And those are your headlines right here on The Point.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. 8:42 in the morning. There's Mana, and we'll finish things up here in just a second. Business owners looking to expand, looking for an opportunity to give your business, looking to give your business a chance to succeed. There's a commercial space for rent at the DNA building in Agutya. This is a 10-story building with 24-hour security guards, maintenance, and custodial staff. A fitness center, close proximity to the Superior Court of Guam, Agutya Post Office, and several banks. Call DNA Incorporated for more information. Telephone 477-9053 or 9054 or email dnainc.guam@gmail.com.
Circle K brings you the G-Dog. Get ready for a succulent and flavorful street hot dogs made famous in New York City. These dogs are made with 100% all beef and cooked in a delicious blend of spices for a plump, juicy hot dog experience that's bursting with flavor. Visit your nearest participating Circle K and dig in on the best hot dog experience on island. The G-Dog, served from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Available at Anigua, Denado, and Ocean Vista Circle K locations only. Circle K, hey, take it easy.
Okay. Where are we now? 8:43 in the morning as we make our way into the 9 o'clock hour, the what I like to refer to as the small talk portion of the program. But, you know, it's a no frowny face Friday, and it doesn't seem to be a whole lot of hard, heavy news. I'm trying to remember if I even found anything interesting in the magistrate reports. Did you?
No.
No, nothing.
It's going to be a long weekend, though.
It's going to be a crazy weekend.
It's going to be wild,
It's going to be another one of those weekends where it's like, I'm almost afraid.
And the moon's making us crazy, too.
Oh, yeah. 8:43 in the morning. Imagine how that's going to work out. My buddy Kyle Mandapat is on the telephone line this morning. Buddy Kyle, how you doing there?
Half a day, good sir. I'm doing well. How are you?
Not bad at all for a Friday morning. What are you up to? I'm just languishing in the studio, just counting down the minutes to my weekend. But you've already got some weekend work started with some of your pals, right?
Oh, definitely, sir. So we're out here now with the Guam Green Growth Conservation Corps. This is the program that you helped us talk about a couple weeks back, and so we've got the official core group set in stone here, and they're out to work already. We actually started on Wednesday. They've been doing some recycling stuff. They did some sorting in a lot of the recycling dumpsters with Peggy Denny yesterday. Yeah, and today they're out there in the sun. We're doing a cleanup roadside style to start off our Friday morning, and we're over here in East Agutya. And then on the other side of the beach, we're doing a mural. We're going to paint up that wall across from a lupang to spread the message of conservation.
What across the lupang? There's a mural. There's a blank wall there?
Yeah, the small wall. It's not the big mural wall. It's like the half. I'm calling it like the half a Chamorro height wall. So it's right under, right between the belly button and the fat, right there in the middle is we're going to be taking over that whole wall there. And the group is out in full force this morning. So if you see them, they're in the bright orange, or not orange, the bright yellow rash guards, and they're going to be out there all day.
Okay. And now, what is the nature of the mural that's going to be going up? Is this going to be like the one in the library with the governor and lieutenant governor?
the nature of all of our work is, of course, to build towards an emerging green economy. So we're going to be pushing a lot of things through this program. We've got a great aquaculture team setting up and getting ready to get out there. Like I said, the recyclables, we've got a maker space with G3 popping up over at Chamorro Village real soon.
Yeah.
That'll help us kind of take everything, repurpose those old plastics.
No, that's my jam. Those guys are my jam right there because they actually got the equipment. We were looking at that. Real Joe and I were looking at it, and of all of the things that they had was the little shredder thing where you put the plastic deal inside and it shreds it up into pieces about the same size. You remember at Chuck E. Cheese when you'd mash the tokens? Yeah. So it does about the same thing. It grinds the plastic up into pellets that you can use. You heat them up and then you can recycle them into all kinds of stuff. I'm in love with those guys in that crew. So anything else that I can do to help them raise some money, to buy more equipment, more tools that they can use to actually make more stuff, the recycled plastic that they find, just call me.
Awesome. We're really excited. So we're in our first week. Like I said, it'll be a 5-month program. So we've got a lot more coming up. And we'll invite you out. We want you to come along. We're going to be doing some like brown tree snake hunting. We're going to be doing some invasive species, pulls on the side of the road.
Why would I want to hunt something like a brown tree snake?
Yeah.
I know I get that.
Forget how many stories I've got already.
I've got a million brown tree snake stories, but I try not to relive them. Frankly, the brown tree snakes frighten me.
Do they?
Yeah. I have at the house a brown. It's not a brown tree snake. It's a snake handling device, and it's 3 feet long, about 3 feet, maybe a meter. Yeah, maybe a yard long, and the idea is got a handle on one side, and on the other side is a little gripper thing. And the idea is to grab the snake with the little grippery part, and they say humanely dispatch it. And in my case, I need sharper machetes to do it humanely. Otherwise, it usually takes a couple of whacks before they're dead. But still in all, I don't like brown tree snakes, and I certainly wouldn't want to hunt them.
Oh man, you're on the top of my list.
Call me when it's Korean hot pants hunting time. That's when we do that. Now, can I? There is one. I'm so glad that I've got you on the line now because we're running a PSA for the Toka app that you've got there, and we're both saying it wrong. I've never in my life heard the word Toka. I've heard Toka. You got to drag out the syllables there. You got Toka. You're gonna get it. And I think maybe that's the way we need to market the app because you're a little too straight in the spot.
Most definitely. We're gonna work on getting a line of Zori out so that we can install the app and throw just one Zori at a time. We're not throwing both out. We're going to throw one Zori per report.
Could actually work. 8:48 in the morning. So, folks, if you're up and down Marine Corps Drive over by Lupang, be on the lookout. There are people that are doing some cleanup work, and also they're going to be taking care of some of the mural painting that's going to be going on. Hey, do me a favor. Send somebody on the other side of the statue, the beach side of the statue at the park. There is, for some reason, and I frequent the area a lot, there are people that will go down there and eat their fast food and drink their cold beer and then just leave the crap behind, even though there is a trash can, and it's usually empty right next to the statues. So if you could send somebody down there, have them put some fire, because there's a great possibility I might be doing some sunset hunting there today or tomorrow.
Definitely will. We're going to be from the Lupang statue area all the way down to Paseo today. So we'll have our work cut out first.
Perfect. And a note here from Bob Kelly. There are cops taking pictures southbound by Adelup. So if you're looking for an excuse not to get caught up in that dragnet, just hang out and help the kids clean up. Kyle, always a pleasure talking with you, buddy.
Thank you so much, Ray. You have a good day and a great weekend to you guys.
I absolutely will. Like I said, it feels like one of those weekends where I'm scared. I'm scared. I need adult supervision. I need somebody to tell me what it is to do. Besides, Ray, it's after midnight. Go home. 8:49 in the morning, 888-825-5888-TALK. It's a couple of minutes with Patrick. Good morning, Patrick.
Hey, good morning, Ray. Hey, Ray, guess what?
I give up.
Okay,
Chicken butt.
I sent an email and 4 links to all the senators and mayors on Guam. So I want anybody to call up the mayor's office or the senator's office and find out if they received the email on June 23rd, about 12:34 p.m. noontime. And on the email, I wrote this short message to the.
Is it clean? Is it clean? Can we talk about it on the radio? I'm not going to get in trouble. The FCC is not going to come after me?
No, it's very clean.
Okay.
Okay, I just wrote Offerday mayors, vice mayors, and senators some very important information that island residents should know before they receive any flu shot or any kind of vaccination for them or their loved ones. They need to know the pros and con artists behind this global pandemic, because you want to get this information. But you won't get this information from the news media or the medical advisory board here in Guam. And I believe it is our moral duty and responsibility to let the general public be aware of this information and what their options are. So here are all the good reasons in the world why no one should ever again get vaccinated unless you want to be part of a global experiment or collateral damage for Big Pharma.
Okay, could you do me a favor? Do me a favor. Send me the email, Patrick. I appreciate it, but I need to be very, very careful on all of this. There are actual medical doctors, and in fact, even the guy Donald J. Trump that suggested it would be a good idea to get the vaccine for whatever reason. I know that there are a lot of other theories that are floating around about it right now, but let me take a look at that before you go spouting things out. There's another reason why I've got to be careful here. Is that we broadcast this program on Facebook and YouTube, and they're very aggressive about censoring some of the statements that come out. So I want to be careful about the language that we use here, because I don't want to risk having to come into work on Monday and having those two major social media platforms saying that we're not going to be running the Ray Gibson Show because there's crackpot ideas that are floating around. I appreciate you calling in on that subject, and to the degree that everybody is free to do your own research and make your own decisions. As you heard me mention with the attorney Dan the other day, my body, my choice. I will determine what goes inside of it. Most of the time, it's something from the Budweiser family of beers.
Amen.
And any more seltzers? Because, you get those hot days, you feel like, wow, the beer's going to bloat me up, but that seltzer just hits the spot. The ones that Michelob is Michelob Ultra, the seltzers there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some. I had some of that recently. I will say though, as much as I like the idea, there's a combination of flavors that I'm not.
Yeah.
You ever see that? You
What
look
is
at
it,
the
dragon
seltzers.
fruit?
Yeah, with this dragon fruit and cucumber, and you're going, why? Here's a pickle and strawberries. And you go, no. Can we just have one at a time? Can we just do one at a? I don't need to hyphenate, the drinks that I've got here these days. Just that's all I wanted to say about that. I'm going to put a piece of video up on the screen. For those of you that are watching on the actual radio, you're not going to be able to see it, but it is interesting and refers to a story that we'll probably hear about in the next couple of minutes. Frankly, I'm surprised that Biden's not on an airplane to Florida right now to assist in one way or the other. The Champlain Towers South condominium collapsed overnight, and I'm told that there's still a lot of people that are trapped in what they're referring to as a 3-story pancake now. And as you might imagine, it's 2021, right?
It is.
There's a very strong likelihood that there was a video camera trained on that building. And in fact, there was, and caught it at the moment of its collapse. That's what I'm going to be putting up on the screen here. In fact, doing it right now. If you're watching, it is not the building to the left that looks like a Pringles can. It is the building about center, and about center of that collection of buildings is where the collapse takes place. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like when the building went down. I don't know what the audio has.
Man.
So yeah, there's more, isn't it? So don't play the audio because I don't know what's in there. Frankly, if there was a local around, there's probably a bad word or two. But you take a look, and what is 3 buildings all of a sudden turns into 2 buildings and a massive duffy in between. And there's another one that goes down. This is a disaster, if you ask me, and there were people obviously in there. That's some scary footage there, ladies and gentlemen, and there are people dealing with that now. Governor of the state of California, I understand, is on the scene, and they're going to be doing everything that they can to begin extricating victims that might still be alive there. That developing story, you'll probably hear about it a little bit in about 5 minutes as we hit Fox News Live. Although I'm looking at something else on CBS, and for some reason they're not focused on that story. CBS has been enamored with the Britney Spears story.
Oh, baby.
Over the last couple of days. And we talked about it briefly yesterday because it was up on the screen. And I'm looking at it, I go, what is all this Britney Spears stuff? Why does anybody care about that right now?
Maybe she's an activist now, Ray.
I don't know. 8:55 in the morning as we make our way into the 9 o'clock hour. I usually do this with Monty here, but we've been busy doing some other stuff in the broadcast, and I haven't necessarily had a chance to talk about some of the celebrity birthdays and things like that over the next couple of days. So let's do a little bit of showbiz here. Celebrity birthday today. June Lockhart is 96 years old. Do you know who June Lockhart is?
I do not.
The mom from Lost in Space.
Oh, yeah. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Yeah. But that wasn't, she never said that.
Okay.
That was the Robbie the Robot that said that. Did you watch the remake of the movie Lost in Space?
I didn't. But I used to watch the old one, yeah.
Is it Heather Graham that was in that movie?
Oh, it was. You're right. Okay, yeah, now I remember. Of course.
There's a reason to watch it, isn't there?
I remember now.
Carly Simon, you're so vain. You probably think this birthday shout-out is about you. She is 76 years old today.
Well, she used to date James Taylor, I think.
I think she dated all of them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm sure it's all. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. I'm not really sure. Carly Simon, 76 years old today. A little resurgence in her career, and I understand her daughter is also doing some singer-songwriting deals from back in the day. Jimmy Walker, hey, Dynamite, is 74 years old. But if you say the words Dynamite to Jimmy Walker, he'll smack you in the head.
He's done with it.
Oh, God, no. I interviewed him. He was here on Guam. He did a comedy show on Guam back in the early 90s and came by the radio station for an interview. And the instructions from the manager was, you can ask him anything, but nothing about the Dynamite song and nothing about the Jeffersons or whatever. You may not speak to him about any of that stuff because he's still apparently having hard times with the producers of the show. Didn't pay him enough, made him wear the bucket hat like the guy from next door, Straight Up Jed.
Was it Jeffersons or All in the Family? Or
I think it wasn't All in the Family. The spinoff was.
Yeah.
Moving on up to the east side.
That's Jefferson's for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so don't ever talk to him about that. And here's the crazy thing. When he was done, I'd actually hollered out loud, worst interview ever.
Ooh.
Because I thought he'd left the building, but apparently he was in the bathroom. Yeah, and
making friends every day,
not as soundproofed as the facility I have here. Ricky Gervais is 60 years old, and amongst the funniest things I've ever seen in my life was a speech that he gave at whatever, the Golden Globes or the Oscars or the Emmys or something like that, where he essentially put all of the celebrities in their place and made it so that he actually shrank the egos in the room, which is the most amazing thing I'd ever seen in my life, and it's always worth watching and rewatching. Derek Jeter is celebrating his 47th birthday. Former baseball player, 47 years old and already retired, right? Can you imagine?
Nice.
Yeah. Hit the peak of your career and you still got, I don't know, another 30 years where you can work.
He's got the old plan.
And be productive.
He's got the old Guam plan.
Yeah, right? Are you DB or DC? Let me see. J.J. Abrams is 55 years old.
Who's that?
Was he not in Scarface? Was he not the guy that they threw out of the helicopter in Scarface?
Oh, I don't recall. He doesn't sound familiar. Fupa.
No. We all remember him from Shawshank Redemption. Tobey Maguire from the Spider-Man movies is 46 years old. He was also in a horse racing movie that I can't remember. And he played a jerk in that movie. I wasn't, I had a hard time falling in love with that character. And the reason why I put this up on the screen, over the weekend, Khloe Kardashian is going to be celebrating a birthday. But don't you make a move because Real Joe is in love with the four faces of Khloe Kardashian. Now, do you have a favorite in the lineup that I've got here? Do you have a favorite? Do you have the kind of chubby Khloe Kardashian, or do you like the one all the way over to the edge, the Pepsi generation?
Yeah, I like the black, the second from the left.
Second one, where she's wearing the
bun.
The bun.
She's ready for action.
That's the Chief Kipua. That's the Chief Kipua bun up there. And it's true. All women look good with buns. 8:59 and change. The radio station's KUSG. I got you. Stand by now. Fox News Live. More of the program coming up. You're welcome to call in. You're welcome to send your memes in as well. It's 9. Here's Fox News.
Search and rescue effort continues. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Hours after a partial collapse of a high-rise condo in Surfside, Florida, near Miami, nearly 100 people are still missing. Teams of people, some with dogs, are searching for survivors.
We will get the support from the federal agency FEMA. The president has pledged that support, and so shortly these orders will go forward, and we will be able to bring, in addition, FEMA federal assistance to this site.
Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, about half the buildings, roughly 130 units, were impacted. At least 35 people were pulled out alive. Another 102 who had been missing have been accounted for. A bipartisan deal on infrastructure was reached earlier today, but Democrats are linking it with a much larger spending bill that does not require Republican support.
A bipartisan framework would spend $1.2 trillion on core infrastructure over 8 years, and President Biden says be fully paid for.
There's no gas tax increase, no fee on electric vehicles.
But the total is only a fraction of about $6 trillion in spending on other priorities proposed by the president in his American Families Plan, spending House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says is linked to the bipartisan offer.
There ain't going to be an infrastructure bill unless we have the reconciliation bill.
That reconciliation bill would give Democrats the ability to pass the broader spending measure without Republican support. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
About 650 U.S. troops are expected to be kept in Afghanistan to provide security for American diplomats after the troop drawdown is complete. Most of the troops will begin leaving in the next 2 weeks, a Pentagon official tells Fox News. Several hundred additional forces will remain at the Kabul airport until September to assist Turkish troops. America is listening to Fox News.
Do you dread waiting in those long, inconvenient lines? That's why you won't find them at Bank Pacific. We're back to our pre-COVID Monday to Saturday hours with all of our branches open. You know, that where others put branches, we place roots thing. And if you don't want to come to the bank, we have My Cloud Banking through which you can go to the bank on any of your devices, including through our new cool mobile banking platform with remote capture so you can deposit checks from anywhere. Offline, online, no line. Bank Pacific. Where others put branches, we place roots and we're rooting for you. Member FDIC.
Everyone has a busy schedule these days, and sometimes we forget to schedule our routine dental checkup and cleaning. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule one today with Dr. Robert Yang and his Smile Team, conveniently located at the East West Business Center on Marine Drive, Upper Tumon. Call us today at 647-8702 or 3. Again, that's 647-8702 or 647-8703. We make smiles happen.
Americans behind on rent due to the pandemic are getting another month of relief.
The Centers for Disease Control has extended a federal moratorium on evictions until July 31st, but officials warn this is likely the final reprieve. The current pause on evictions was due to expire at the end of the month. The White House says bans on evictions for renters and mortgage holders were always intended to be temporary. Landlords who have opposed a moratorium and challenged it in court are against any more extensions. They argue the focus should be on speeding up rental assistance. At the White House, Rachel Sutherland, Fox News.
The Biden administration says it plans to evacuate thousands of Afghan interpreters and others who work with U.S. forces during the war. Senior administration officials say they would go to other countries while their applications for entry into the United States are processed. The online industry website, The Wrap, says YouTube is the #1 source for social media.
Data from the Washington, D.C.-based Pew Research Center states 81% of Americans use YouTube. That's up 8% since 2019, while Facebook remained the same at 69%. A YouTube spokesperson attributed the growth to its investment in short videos, live streaming, and an emerging commerce strategy. Watching YouTube on a television became the fastest growing viewing channel because of its participatory nature, from people learning to cook to watching concerts to watching others discussing news and culture. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
Microsoft has updated its Windows software for the first time in 6 years. Windows 11 has a new start menu and other new features. Windows has been a workhorse on PCs for decades. Its first version, launched in 1985, allowed users to click on icons rather than typing commands, which was revolutionary for that time. In a bit of irony, today's virtual announcement was marred by technical difficulties, forcing some people to watch it on Twitter. I'm Lisa Lacera. This is Fox News.
As we get back to business, Docomo Pacific is ready to keep you connected. Introducing Business Bundles Plus. Build a customized bundle with the right internet, mobile, TV, and phone plan for your business. Pay for exactly what you need and nothing you don't. And the more services you add, the more you save. Plus, you can rely on Docomo Pacific's fastest, most reliable network and 24/7 customer support. So build your own bundle and save today with Business Bundles Plus. Call 671-688-2677. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Circle K brings you the G-Dog. Get ready for a succulent and flavorful street hot dogs made famous in New York City. These dogs are made with 100% all beef and cooked in a delicious blend of spices for a plump, juicy hot dog experience that's bursting with flavor. Visit your nearest participating Circle K and dig in on the best hot dog experience on island. The G-Dog, served from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Available at Anigua, Dededo, and Ocean Vista Circle K locations only. Circle K, hey, take it easy.
Experience the Take Care difference. Take Care members can count on accessing a high-quality, credentialed network of on-island providers, including the convenient one-stop FHP Health Center and Urgent Care, access to an extensive off-island network of providers, and the island's largest offering of free fitness classes and health education programs. You can count on Take Care to deliver comprehensive, accredited insurance coverage and quality health care when and where you need it. Take Care. Our island, your health plan. Learn more at takecareasia.com.
What did you want me to do? Which one?
Nissan and APL.
Nissan and APL. American President lines global presence with a local home. And you know what you need to do this weekend? You already said Nissan, so you know it's going to be something about getting a new car. Look, just go for a test drive. I'm not saying go buy a car right now. You can, but I want you to be real selective. And in fact, I almost encourage this. Go check out everybody else, and then go to Nissan and take a look at the rides that they've got there. We're talking about some classic cars. The Nissan Frontier, one of Guam's favorite pickup trucks, starting as low as $168 a pay period. And one of my favorite things about the Frontier is you don't have to worry about navigating small parking lots like the one they've got over at Doosan. It'll work. You can do it. It won't take up 4 spaces. Check it out today. 9-speed transmission, push button starts, all kinds of technology that you would not expect in a pickup truck, but they've got them in the Frontier. The Nissan Versa, a guy just won one of these things for free. Find out why he's so happy. Grab yours as low as $93 a pay period. Most standard safety features in its class. The best-selling vehicle in its class, and it's not just Nissan saying so. And then go and get a test drive in the 2021 Nissan Kicks as low as $114 a pay period. Great ride, super safe, and great looking as well. Bold new colors, two-tone combinations, and more. They're bringing it back over at Nissan. Terms and conditions apply. Find out with a test drive today.
News to fill your mind. Talk to get it out. The Ray Gibson Show.
Allow me a little bit of a self-indulgence here. So I want to go through the beginning of the week and see if there's anything interesting. Because I don't know. Has this been like the Change Your Life week, Real Joe? Have we done any Change Your Life stuff here?
Yes.
Which part was it? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember earlier in the week when we were concerned about Infest 94W?
I do.
Or does it now you just go, wow, that was nothing? But there was a storm that passed by, if not over Guam, just earlier in the week.
It was good to shake things up a little bit around here.
It kind of was. It kind of was. I mean, it was one of those things where it gave people a lot of pause. And wait a second, why is the power going out? That was a big question. And wow, this is kind of a nothing burger of a storm. Why did we even bother to go to Condition 3? And not everybody went to Condition 3. The military didn't go to Condition 3 because they looked at the weather map and said, "Oh, it's going to rain."
You know what was funny was we were talking about the core, the condition. And then in the news the next day, they were talking about how that whole system needs to be changed.
What does? And it needs to change back is the point. There's a lot of guys. Just give me an opportunity to riff on this again, just because it continues to be an annoyance. It seemed to me that this is one of those things when they came in, and I blame it on Felix Camacho, not because he actually did it, but it was a part of the administration. Felix Camacho had picked up the keys to the government of Guam from former Governor Carl T.C. Gutierrez, and we just had a hell of a time with a blow. Which one was that? Pung Sangwa, Tatan was one of them at the end of the disaster governor's administration, and then we got a bunch of new people over at the Department of Homeland Security and Civil Defense, and it was as though, okay, that's the old way. We're not doing anything the old way anymore. We're modern thinkers. We're progressive. And so we're not just going to have condition 1, 2, 3, 4. What does that say? What does that say? Condition what? What do we do? You know, it's a holdover from the military. We need to change things. We need to be progressive. We need to visualize a future here. And so we're going to have condition of readiness. Oh, God. I started rolling my eyes immediately. Is this what we're in for another 4 years? And as it turns out, it was what we were in for 8 years. But remember they wanted to change from Guam to Guahan?
Yes.
Yeah, there was that too.
I remember.
Oh, my God. Lord, help us. So we got, that was the first of the indications that, the major changes are coming. And they changed it from condition 1, 2, 3, 4. And we used to have, it used to be one of these things where it was kind of predictable. If the winds were going to be coming in less than 75 miles an hour, 74 miles an hour, knots or whatever it was, then it was a tropical storm. And you could say that it was tropical storm condition 1, 2, 3, 4. So people had an idea of how strong the winds were going to be, and then it escalated. You know, the next big one was typhoon condition. So you could go from tropical storm condition 3 into typhoon condition 2, or as you know, as it gets closer, 1. But then they said, well, you know, we have to be prepared for a variety of hazards. In this case now, the public health emergency that we've got. So it's the pandemic condition of readiness 3 that we're in right now. And that just marks the up and down of, you know, what the restrictions and the mandates and blah, blah, blah are going to end up being. Does it give us any kind of sense of time? Which was the other cool thing about conditions, was that they were marked or timed specifically to the onset of whatever winds we were talking about. So if it was condition 4 regular, condition 3 72 hours, condition 2 48 hours, or is that right? Condition 2 was 24 hours, and condition 1 was like imminent. Right, if I recall correctly, and I could be wrong, but now it's like, well, you just need to be in condition of readiness 4 or 3, and that means that, you know, it's going to be 2. My favorite is 2, core 2. And you know what the significance of core 2 is? No, has nothing to do with the onset of damaging winds. You know what it is? What? Closed government.
Oh, no.
Closed government, open shelters, right? That's it. You know, that's the whole point of declaring condition of readiness 2, as opposed to it's going to be here in a day. So half a day, lots of it. Go and get your shutters and put water in the bathtub and make sure that you've got gas in your car and clean the clothes. 9:13 in the morning, 888-825-5888 TALK. A variety of other topics that we get to talk about, and among them are brought up by my friend Bob Kelly. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. Yes, I remember when we made some changes and interesting things. But to go back, the original core was core 4 we were always in.
Yeah.
Core 3, we would have a storm within 48 hours.
48.
And if it was tropical storm, core 3, it would be tropical storm winds. If it's typhoon 3, then we'd have typhoon winds. 2 was 24 hours, and 1 was within 12 hours.
Right.
And that's when things went. And that was the standard. Now, the thing that I remember was not just Camacho. National Weather Service, about a month or 2 into the Camacho administration, called everybody up. I was invited up there to discuss the changes they were developing for condition readiness. And I still remember the strangest thing. I know Chip Guard was up there, a couple of the other old-time typhoon things, and they said Guam has been the best prepared place in the United States for damaging winds, tropical storms, typhoons, /hurricane. However, Guam does not use the traditional way they do in the state.
Watches and warnings.
Which is watches and warnings. Therefore, they are now advising Guam to be like the rest of the United States after saying we were better prepared than the rest of the United States. I thought that was really a stupid thing. Right. We were doing it better. Why do we want to be like the others?
Let's change. Let's change it. I don't know. We toyed with the idea on the media side for a little bit. Making reference to watches and warnings. We still use watches and warnings when it comes to what's happening on in some cases storms, but in other cases storm warnings, high warnings for high weather, high seas, hazardous surf, that kind of thing. Yeah, flood watches and warnings.
But it just seems strange to me to start out by telling us that historically we've prepared better than anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's change and be like everybody else.
So I'm not completely upside down on my feelings of, oh my God, this is what we're going to be in for. It seemed like change for change's sake, and not really adding to the understanding that people had about preparedness for storms. You got people that have been going back to the 1950s and 1960s, including Karen and Pamela and all of the Roys and Gays, all the way up through our history. And for the most part, we've done a pretty good job of handling what was coming up because we knew what condition we were for what particular event. And frankly, don't necessarily have to worry about every other little event in the world as much as we do need to watch what happens with storms. And if you tell somebody that it was 3, everybody knew that the clock was running and what it meant.
That's right. And if you remember, what we used to do, now everybody just picks up their phone and looks at the storm. But we used to go down and pick up our typhoon trackers, and we would get every 4-hour marking, and we would take a pencil and mark the storms, and we watched the storms on this paper typhoon trackers that was given out by the radio station media with advertising all the way around it for everything from storm shutters to generators or whatever.
KFC used to buy KFC used to buy a whole lot of those. Cassidy's Insurance used to buy a whole lot of those from the radio stations for exactly that reason. Boy, you want to talk about some nostalgia for the old farts here, Bob. Sitting around listening to the radio, waiting for the next fix to come in, so we knew where to plot it in the latitude and longitude, and which directions the winds were coming from, and what kind of strength they had, and then the most anticipated number was the closest point of approach, the CPA, when that was going to be and what the strength of the winds were going to be. And you can still get some of that if you know which websites to go to. And my go-to has always lately been, believe it or not, the one that Jeff from Pirates Cove runs.
Well, there are several good ones out there, but I just wanted to go back and point out that it was really the recommendation of the National Weather Service to Homeland Security then to make the change. And in fact, they had started requesting us to make the change because I was involved with Homeland Security then.
I recall.
At the end of Carl's administration. But then they called, and I told them I thought the whole thing was really didn't make sense to me, that if we did it better, then why do we want to change like everybody else that's not doing it as well? That just looked like we were progressing backwards. I would have thought they would want to go back and tell the whole United States, this is how it's being done better. Let's all adopt it.
Yeah, out in the Pacific.
Didn't go that way.
917 also kept us in lockstep with what was happening in the military.
Yes. And in fact, at Core 3, they had to prepare and moving their ships out at sea. And at Core 2, aircraft left at Anderson would have to take off and go fly somewhere else so they wouldn't get damaged.
Which was another interesting sign back in those days. You keep your eye on what's happening up at Anderson Air Force Base, and when you see the planes start to leave, then you know we're in for a blow. 9:18 in the morning.
And Core 2, the hospital opened up for women who were expecting and in the last trimester.
I remember getting the telephone calls from both of the hospitals, Navy and Gov Guam. Interesting times that we have lived through, and interesting times that we are in right now. We've got, depending on who you talk to, 92,222 adults 18 and over that are persons 12 plus that are vaccinated here on Guam, and I don't care how you slice it up. That's a fairly high percentage, and hopefully that is enough for the governor to declare that we can make some significant changes to entry requirements, not visa-free, but quarantine-free entries to the island of Guam, because we're at good enough herd immunity, I'd say. But you have been in other places. You've just recently returned.
I just came from Ohio, and they're at about 45% vaccination, even with their lottery. And
it's a significant lottery, too. It's $1 million.
$1 million lottery. I went into, anytime I was around, going into shopping centers, supermarkets, Kroger's, going to, my family gathering, nobody had a mask on. And I went to Mass on Sunday morning, and it was like maybe a dozen people in there had masks. My wife and I talked about it afterwards. Maybe either they were very vulnerable or maybe they had a cold or something and wanted to protect people. I don't know. I don't know what their personal cases was, but nobody else did. There was one section of the pews that had the spacing on it and everything else was normal setting. And they were really pretty much back to normal everywhere we went.
Yeah. Now, was that just a movement by the people on their own, or was there a statement made?
No, if you recall, even when my brothers called in a couple times, they've been loosening up time after time on it. The big problem they have there on restaurants being able to serve is I'd go into a place where used to, if I ordered myself an appetizer, I could get it in 15 minutes. And when we sat down, they said the kitchen's backed up an hour. And they're facing staffing shortages. And that's really, I think, hurting everything, not only on Guam, but across the United States.
Absolutely. And everybody is hiring. Tell you what, if you're one of the 13,000 people that is going to be without a job on the other side of the 73 days now and counting, then you might want to consider filing Chapter 787, getting on an airplane, going to the States. You will be able to make your own job calls. You tell the guy you ain't working for less than $15 an hour. They're desperate enough in many industries that they'll take you for $15 an hour and superior benefits.
There was one place that was looking for somebody at the $15, $16 an hour in a fast food restaurant that said that there would be a $2,500 bonus after 90 days.
Imagine that. Imagine that. I don't know that we're there just yet. I was giggling at the sign that they've got up at 76 Circle K at the airport intersection where they're talking about stimulus checks every 2 weeks. We're hiring, is what they had to say. So even the gas stations are looking for folks and are willing to turn out what they're going to refer to as stimulus checks.
One of the restaurants I went into, it's called Frisch's Big Boy, went in there for a breakfast with my wife Sunday after church, had a sign, they're hiring, and they pay the next day after you work. That just blew my mind.
Well, it's not that people are lazy. It's just that they've got logic in their head. If there's no reason to go back to work and they can continue to get unemployment assistance without a whole lot of additional effort, then why bother going back to work? And there's numerous stories in stateside media, business media, where they're talking about a serious problem they're having. People that do have jobs are quitting them. They're for a variety of reasons, the last of which is that unemployment assistance dollars are available, but a lot of people are quitting their jobs. They don't like the hours. They don't like the pay. They don't like their bosses. Maybe they don't like what they're doing, and they're seriously leaving jobs in droves. So even in places where there was decent employment and a decent number of people working in the restaurants and retail locations and things like that, there's a lot of people saying, take this job and shove it. They're not necessarily angry. They just, are looking for something better.
Well, another big employment trend in the United States, and I noticed this, both I've noticed observing from here and being in the States, is many jobs that you came in, sat in the cubicle, did your work, and went home are now ending up being home-based jobs. And you might come in just for a couple times a week for meetings, and people are working out of the homes. And that is becoming bigger and bigger because there's a lot of people after a year and a half of working at home don't want to go back into the cubicle anymore. They want to keep doing their job at home.
If I can.
And a lot of companies are letting that happen.
Well, there are a number of companies that are saying not only can you work from home, your home doesn't even need to be in this state. And in Hawaii, that has turned into something that has got me scratching my head as they were encouraging a lot of people to relocate their jobs. I mean, if you don't need to work in the state or the town that you're in, you might as well do it from Hawaii. And they originally welcomed a bunch of these relocated workers to the state of Hawaii, and now they're trying to figure out how to tax them.
Well, and I'm sure they will figure that out.
I'm sure they will. That's the state of Hawaii. They've never been a tax that they didn't like. 9:24 in the morning, Bob. Welcome back. I'll catch up with you a little bit after the program.
Later today.
Yeah, we'll get some tech stuff taken care of. 9:24 in the morning. 888-825-58TALK is a telephone number. This is the radio station most of the people on Guam, I think, listen to because it's fast-paced, it's moving, it's informative. And that's not just me saying so. Mana said it too. So, right, Joe?
Yes.
Fast-paced, informative?
Yes.
I'm warm and intelligent?
Warm and intelligent.
That's what I'm shooting for most of the time. Warm and intelligent Ray Gibson on the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3 The Point. I'm disappointed we weren't able to get a hold of Mike Nicholas.
True.
What's up with that?
I contacted. He said he had some calls to make to D.C., And then I said, just call us when you have a moment.
Just, what? What's important
I send
in
hearts,
D.C.?
man, and kissy faces, too.
He's going to be speaking at the Monday morning. So it's going to be my goal to find him on Sunday night, and we're going to do shots, baby. We're going to do. I'm going to take him Club USA. We're going to do shots all night, and then when he shows
we'll
up,
drop him off.
We'll drop him off at the legislature
Before the show. We'll drop him off before the show.
Get him all dressed just like every bachelor party we've ever been to, right?
We'll walk him up like Bernie, like Weekend at Bernie's.
Come on, that's awesome. Jennifer Wynn is going, that's not funny, Gibson. Okay, but anyway, the Honorable Michael F. Cusa-Nicholas, Guam's delegate to the U.S. House of Representatives, is going to be presenting his annual congressional address at the 36th Guam Legislature Monday morning at 10 o'clock. If you did not get an invitation, don't go. It'll sound like Kamala Harris. Don't come. I mean it. Don't come. Because of social distancing, blah, 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 blah. The annual congressional address is an invitation-only event. I'm sure it'll be streamed, and they're doing that on the legislative channel and YouTube. The legislative channel on YouTube is going to be streaming the event. But what do you suppose? What's number one? What is the number one thing that we want to hear out of Mike St. at the legislature? I know that there's some Democrats out there going, I resign. Can you say I resign? Shut up. He's doing a great job. I don't care what some of you got to say. Stop it, Fupa. Colin Clark says, I think you're so sincere, Ray. Okay, so warm, intelligent, and sincere. It's the sincere Ray Gibson. If I use this voice, sincere, today on a special Ray Gibson show.
I feel it.
Wait. You made me lose my train of thought. What is the number one thing that we want to hear out of Congressman
More
Mike
stimulus is coming.
No.
I'm sorry.
No more stimulus. You've had a year and a half to figure your life out. How long?
Just one more check,
How much longer do we need to sort your life out? You've got 73 days, and that's it. There's nothing more coming behind it. And if it is it's going to have strings attached. So whatever. 9:27 in the morning. We'll return. Give me your thoughts on that on the Facebook Live or whoever. I mean, Mike St. Nicholas, arguably doing a great job for lots of us in Washington D.C. What else still needs to be done? Oh, you got to get her back. Get her back. I was about to break away and go into it. I'll just wait.
Yeah, I'm
just kidding, man. I'm not going to let there be dead air while I'm waiting for the call back.
There she is.
Is that Deborah?
That's her, Miss Rages.
Deborah Rages, a girl and a gun, and hopefully a big get-together last night over at Crust. I'm sorry I couldn't make it. The corporation was playing again over at Doucet, and so that's where I went. And plus, you didn't want me to hang out there anyway because I was wearing my white Levi's, girl. You never know what you're going to get when you call in, do you?
No, never.
Never, ever. 9:28 in the morning. There's an outfit called A Girl and a Gun, and last night they had a kind of a formal, informal get-together to kind of meet everybody up over at Crust. And like I said, I hope you had a whole bunch of people out there that were doing that. I kind of shared that amongst my social media because I don't want any woman on Guam to ever fear a man, especially after some of the stupid domestic abuse cases that we've got. Some guy is alleged to have smacked his girlfriend around with one of those big wooden forks. Did you see that story?
Yes, I did. Very alarming.
Very alarming. I'll bet you he would not have gone after her with the big wooden fork if he'd have thought that maybe she was in a position to defend herself one way or another. And we got all these home invasions that are going on. And frankly, I just sometimes think it's not as safe as it should be for the women of our community. And I'd like them to know everything there is to know about safely defending themselves and their children's and their homes. So tell me about last night. How'd we do?
It was a fantastic event.
Yes.
We had a great show of new faces, women who already own firearms, some of them, and some of them who have maybe shot firearms before, but not maybe want to get a little bit more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a really nice event. Women showed up, and these are everyday women who work, who are moms, who are wives, busy women for sure. Great show. We did a whole intro on what a girl and a gun is all about.
Yeah.
What we do, our mission, and so it's definitely taking off. Got a lot more interest, and women. There's just so much opportunity now that are available to the ladies.
It's such a great program, and the more I talk to you, the more I read up about it, the more the more I'm wishing. I wish we had a guy in a gun outfit here on Guam, because I talk about this on the radio. My goal when we have range day is to go and empty a box of 50 rounds, right? Or maybe 50, 45, 59 mil, and get that done and get to the beer drinking as quick as possible, right? So I'll go out there, and it's really super loose and informal. But it would be nice if there was somebody guiding me through a process that makes me a better gun owner, and makes me a better gun shooter, and increases the fellowship of the gun, and 2A guys and 2A girls, and all of that. And I think that's one of the great things about your program is not just, hey, let's show up at the range and we'll shoot guns and then go get manicures. I mean, you've actually got programs and competitions.
Yes, definitely. And bigger, even bigger than learning about guns and how to make them safe for your personal use. Is we are building a community of educated firearms owners in the women's community, so that they can. You're right about that. So they can defend themselves if they need to. It's really a tool of last resort, and it's a definite it's a journey that a lot of women want to take, and they're intimidated by the guys and letting off some lead at the
Dude, girls, don't be intimidated by the guys. The next time you hear me talking about a pandemic pew-pew and Petey, show up. You know what? Because the guys want to show off their weapons, and even though you come with your own and you got plenty of rounds, just go find Rico. Rico will let you shoot every single one of his guns. And there's all the other guys. I mean, that's it. Hey, you want to try this? Here, come here, try this. So, and it's a great opportunity to find the gun that you are going to be most comfortable with. I mean, everybody's comfortable with a 22, and you can just plink, plink, plink away and hit the bullseye practically every time. Higher caliber you go, there's more challenges on the gun. But don't go out and buy one. I mean, show up to the range and hang out with the guys, and let us share our weapons and our knowledge with you. And who knows, before too much longer, you'll be teaching us.
For sure, that's actually how it started with me. Started out very intimidated, and I was very intimidated, and I've just grown to love, the firearms and how to be able to manipulate the firearm myself.
Yep.
And
wouldn't it be great if you could find a cologne that smelled like gunpowder?
That's how I feel when I go off island, and I'm in a country where they don't allow the freedom of shooting, so we're in a very awesome place to be. So whenever I get off the plane, I force Phil to take me to the range. Got to smell that gunpowder.
Yeah. Well, and where I learned that from was I interviewed Michelle Armenta, who ran for senator in the last election, and that was one of the things she showed up to a couple of the pew-pews specifically because wow, there's nothing like the smell of gunpowder on a Sunday afternoon, and she come out and she stayed all day, and like I said, got to shoot everybody else's gun, and then when it was her turn to go and find herself a new weapon, a new every day, she came out and at one of our pew-pews and actually tested it out to see how much she loved it. 9:33 in the morning. Speaking of girls and a gun, what kind of gun does this girl on the phone have?
I actually shoot a CZ Tactical Sports Orange. It's a competition gun. That's what I use for at the range.
What's your everyday carry?
My everyday carry is a P365.
Nice. Yeah, I was thinking about I did for my next weapon, to replace my current everyday carry. I was thinking along those lines. Taurus makes a couple of nice small guns, but
got to try them out.
Exactly, got to try them out. That's why I wish some of these gun shops on Guam. I wish they had a little range let in the back so you could go out there and see how it feels in your hand, recoil, et cetera, et cetera. Or you get together with the group, a girl and a gun, and you're going to have range days, and you're going to have programs, and you'll have opportunities for ladies to shoot off ARs and SIGs and Glocks and Tauruses and Smith and Wessons and all of that other stuff, right?
Yep, absolutely. They're available.
No, I'm glad. I'm inspired by you and the group, and I hope that there's more of that. So now that you have had the crust get together, there was another item on your calendar, right?
Yes, but you got to be a member to join us for that one. That's the Girls Night Out. It's happening on July 8th, 6 to 8 p.m. And the training place is going to be decided. But we're going to be getting comfortable with how to safely handle our firearms, so we're not muzzling people and we're not pointing our firearm at anything we don't want to destroy.
Right. Yeah. The finger on the trigger. Trigger discipline is important. All right. So July 8th, 6 until 8. Where's this going to be? At a range or across again?
No, this is going to be in a classroom setting. That place is going to be determined.
All right. Oh, man. You know, it's a great class. Call Coast 360 because they've got a great conference room in the Mighty Branch. And I just want to say this out loud. Who, besides me, who else is in love with the girl in the Coast 360 ad? That girl needs a gun. 9:35 in the morning. Deb, people listening to the conversation going, this is my kind of lady. How do I hang out with her and the other girls?
Yes, you can contact me at 898-8914, and I'll be able to help facilitate any kind of gatherings or training classes for you.
Are you FFL?
I sure am.
So if I decided that I wanted to get a SIG, you could get one, you could score it for me?
We sure can.
See? I like a girl that says yes all the time. Isn't that sweet? Deb, it's always fun. You have a great weekend. I'm so glad it was a success last night, and I can't hardly wait to hear more reports about some of the ladies in this community, taking control of themselves, taking control of their lives and their safety, and utilizing the Second Amendment. I think it's a great opportunity to get more girls turned on to the idea of one of the reasons. It's the second one because it holds up all of the rest. So keep that in mind as you start thinking about guns. And not for everybody, and that's the other point of a girl and a gun. There are going to be some people who will never, ever be comfortable with a firearm in the house, but there are other non-lethal methods and ways that we might be able to find sprays, ways that we might be able to use tasers that you can get that will give you the time necessary, not just to eliminate a threat, but to eliminate a threat and give you time to escape. And all of those things get talked about in get-togethers, just like the ones that we're talking about.
Yes, definitely. We will have training classes on events just like that for non-lethal equipment, and definitely some training opportunity.
9:37. Have a great weekend, Deb. I'll talk to you pretty soon.
Yes, thanks, Ray. Always good.
Whenever. Don't wait for us to call you. You call in anytime you got something to talk about, all right?
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Open standing invitation all the time, because I'm tired of reading stories in this town about these situations where women, otherwise minding their own business, are just trying to be good wives and girlfriends. You know, the guy comes home and he's having a crappy day, and he's says things like, "You need to learn some respect," and then bam, allegedly with a wooden decorative fork.
The big one too.
Right?
That's huge.
And then he denies it to the cops. Look, here's the thing. I mean, you would not do that if you know. And here's a great way to earn some respect. Here, you want to hang out with me? You got to understand, I do range every 2 weeks. I go out and shoot at the gun at the range, and maybe you will attract the better caliber of men. Knowing that you are not to be trifled with. Currently 9:38 in the morning, 888-825-588-TALK. All right, so I'm supposed to take a break here. When I do, I'm going to come back and give you a chance to play and win for some of your favorite sandwiches over at Jack in the Box. How do you win? How do you play? I don't know. That's why I need to take the break, and I'll come back and tell you what the contest is.
Hafade, this is Congressman St. Nicholas. Your congressional office would like to remind you that pandemic unemployment assistance is set to expire on September 6th of this year. We encourage the people of Guam to seek out active employment as much as possible, as jobs continue to remain limited, and we want to prevent hardship for our people at the conclusion of the PUA program. Thank you, and see to us, Mahase.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
A great burger is about balance. So with triple the beef, naturally we triple the cheese.
What about triple the bacon?
This guy gets it. My triple bacon cheesy Jack combo. Only at Jack in the Box. Limited time only. Price participation may vary. Small drink and small fries.
Leah Dunca from Security Title here with a little information about trusts. A trust is a legal entity capable of owning property. It can protect property from issues such as lawsuits or divorce, and can be used to distribute property and avoid probate. Many trusts start as revocable but become irrevocable when the initial trustees die. Work with your estate planning attorney to see if a trust is a good fit for your family property. Call the professionals at Security Title. We are here to help.
J.J. Abrams. I was talking about J.J. Abrams having a birthday, 55 years old on Sunday, and I'm going, yeah, that was the guy they threw out of the helicopter in Scarface. Apparently, no. J.J. Abrams, I guess he's a director.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Catherine Maloney says J.J. Abrams is a director. Pretty much everybody online is saying, you idiots, J.J. Abrams is a director. Maybe you know him from Star Wars? No, Star Trek. He did Star Trek, right?
Oh, okay. Sounds maybe vaguely familiar. I prefer the fact that you said he's thrown out of the helicopter.
Fupa saying, holy hell. I'm going to see Fupa later today, and I'm sure I'm going to get a ration of nothing. Now, this is interesting. Ismail says, Tobey Maguire, who's got a birthday this weekend as well, is making a comeback in the new Spider-Man movies, playing Spider-Man from his movie. Garfield will be playing the Spider-Man from his movie, so the new Spider-Man movie will have all of the Spider-Man together. Isn't that interesting?
Wow.
How many Spider-Men are there? Really?
Yeah.
What's it going to be about?
Can we
not do another retelling of the Spider-Man story? How many times have they done the genesis of Spider-Man? It seems like every single one is a retelling of it, right?
Yeah.
How many times do we got to see his uncle die?
Many.
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 We will not be satisfied until the sacrifice is complete. You know, it's just different multiverses. Or is that how they're going to sell it? Is it Spider-Man from one dimension and Spider-Man from another? I don't know, because it's comics. You can do whatever you want to in the comics. Now, Real Joe sent me this earlier this morning, and I put this up on, I might have put it up on the screen, I'm not sure. Now, where is this coming from? Michael Keaton, who played Batman in 1989. Right?
Yes, and I think he was the best Batman. I mean, you know.
Well, Schwarzenegger, we know that Schwarzenegger sucked. George Clooney sucked.
Yeah. No, Val Kilmer. What about Val Kilmer? He was...
Nah, I'm not feeling. You're right. I thought he did a good job. The guy had, what's his name? The beauty queen. What was her name?
Oh, yeah, her.
Yeah, you know, from Shawshank Redemption. She was in that movie. God. She was in the Batman. So now is there going to be another Batman with Michael Keaton while Michael Keaton is playing the guy?
Yeah, there's talk.
Nicole Kidman. No, not Nicole Kidman.
No.
That one's nice though.
Somebody knows it.
Kim Basinger.
Yes.
Kim Basinger.
Kim Basinger.
Wow.
How could we forget her?
Almost.
Wow.
So getting back to Michael Keaton, is he going to be doing another Batman?
I hear there's some talk about it. I'd watch it. You'd watch it.
I'd watch Mr. Mom too. I love that movie.
He was great.
He was terrific in that movie. Oh my God. And it had what's her name from the Frankenstein movie from
one hot brunette.
Yeah. All right. All right, that's enough of that. We gotta try to make somebody a winner here, Real Joe. Stop distracting me. You're distracting me from my warm, sincere, intelligent program here. The question: a quarter of us lie to dentists. Now, I'm not a supporter of lying. In fact, we didn't tell anybody what happened to me today, right?
No.
As usual, I ran the intersection outside because it's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's closing in on 5, quarter to 5 this morning.
Still asleep, man.
Exactly. And I pull up to the light in front of the radio station. There's nobody coming for a long time, except there's a car across the way, also at the other turn, like into DPW.
Yes.
There was a car over there, and I'm looking around. There's nobody else coming. There's nobody else in the oncoming lane. So I said, all right, I'm going to go. So I pull in and park the car, and I'm walking around the building, and here comes, pulling up on the road is a police officer.
There he is.
Her.
Oh, hey, good morning.
So here's it. Now, this is what you know what? You cannot flirt with a police officer.
Really?
I mean, well, not a female police officer. They're like Debbie, man. They're all business. Yeah. So I'm kind of like, hey, good morning. Hey. Right? With multiple lines at the end of it.
Like
hey,
he's at a
officer,
Glock?
good morning. And she kind of looks at me. She leans out the car window and she says, you want to tell me why you ran that red light? And I'm like, crap. Totally busted. Now, I could have lied. And said, well, ma'am, I'm sorry. I normally would wait there for the 15 minutes it takes for the light to turn green. However, there was, I had dead air on one of my radio stations on the inside, and I really needed to get in and solve the problem. I could have lied. But instead, I chose the truth because I'm a warm, intelligent, sincere man. And I chose the truth, and the truth is, and I looked at her, I said, lady, I run that light every day. And she
Wow,
looked at me
Ray.
with that stern and she gave me that stern almost mom voice. But let this be your first and only warning. I better not see that again.
Oh, she's going to be out there Monday. I'm going to look out for
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I'm going to run it.
Yeah.
I didn't get one warning yet.
Yeah, you haven't got one?
Not yet.
Well,
not from
doing
her.
so. Look, I've been, what are we doing mornings here? 3 years, 3.5 years, something like that. It's the first time I've been, what's the second time I've been busted? But anyway, I'm just saying, people, choose the truth.
We back the blue.
Absolutely. It's kind of hot, though. Hey. Hey, 9:45, and so here's I already gave the question, right? Did I get an answer? Anybody want to give me the correct answer?
No, you didn't give the question.
Oh, I didn't. No, I thought
You
I
said
did.
something about dentists.
1/4 of
Lies.
Americans lie to dentists about this. And I'm just saying, never lie to the dentist. Choose truth instead. 888-825-5888-TALK is the telephone number, and if you want to, you can give me the answer on the phone line. Looking to get Terry Garr. Fupa was my first crush. Back off, Chico. That chick's mine. Step off, dude. Do I have a winner online? Using tobacco. No, incorrect. Catherine Maloney. Oh, Catherine Maloney got it right. We might have to do 2 giveaways, right?
All right.
And is Catherine Maloney even on Guam?
I don't know.
All right. Let me see if I can get somebody to win on line 1. Hello, my name is Ray. What's yours?
Jealous. Is it flossing?
It is flossing. Absolutely right, Kelly. 25% of the people sitting in a dentist chair right now, when confronted by the doctor about, well, have you been flossing? They go, oh, yeah,
Of course.
Yeah, I don't know.
All the time.
Yeah, I floss with, now, because I believe you. You're an honest man. You're a man of God.
Yes.
Because whenever I ask Kellis how he's doing, I say, how you doing? He says, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. You don't have an electrical problem while there's mass because he ain't leaving. He is not going to be leaving. Not until after the what do you call it? But anyway, so yeah, it's flossing. So the question is, I'll ask you, and I believe that you'll give me an honest answer. Are you a flosser, Kellis?
Not as much as I should, but I floss on rare occasions. How about that? I do not floss more than I actually floss.
Right.
But I do
Okay.
floss.
Right. So if you say, maybe would you like a once a week flosser, once a day flosser?
Once every other week.
Once every other week. And is it usually with the kind that come with a toothpick because you got something stuck in between?
Like
That's me. I'm that flosser, ladies and gentlemen. I will not deny it if asked by a dentist, are you flossing your teeth? And I got to say, you know what? I was raised in the non-flosser generation. There's certain baby boomers that were raised before flossing became a thing, before they started sending people from public health out to the schools to tell everybody about flossing. I was raised before that time, so I'm not one of those guys. I brush my teeth. And I'm a beetle nut chewer and a coffee drinker, so I brush my teeth, and that is in my mind the extent of it. But I've never been one of those people that just obsessed with white teeth. And I can tell from
I like having my teeth.
there. Well, there you yeah. Yes.
I go every 6 months to the dentist. And they normally clean my teeth every 6 months, so that kind of counts.
I can't tell you what Colin says because, again, Kellis, you're a man of the faith. So I appreciate your time. I'm going to put you on hold, and then Real Joe's going to say things to you that only winners get to hear.
I feel so special.
And I'm glad that you are back. Are you and your brother still absolutely swamped with electrical work?
We are pretty busy, but I always answer my phone.
Okay, well, I might reach out to you depending on whether today I had a timer installed, an old timer installed on the water heater, and as it turns out, there's a reason why that it was not being used, and so I think I'm going to go out and buy an electronic heater timer.
Digital?
With a little clock on the inside. Yeah, I need one of those so I can have it go on, because it only needs to be on for like 10 minutes a day, if that, before the water gets hot. So I'll ring you up, maybe just a simple install.
Yes, very easy for you.
All right, real good. So I'm going to put you on hold now. See, double winner. Number one, a guy gets the food from Jack in the Box. And number two, and Kathleen Harker. Go ahead and put her name down.
Okay, Kathleen Harker.
Yeah, right-click and then DM her on the Facebook and let her know that she's, congratulations, you won. And if you're on Guam, then you can come by the radio station and grab your certificate. 9:49 in the morning. Boy, it's turned into an interesting kind of Friday. We found her. Oh my God, I'm so glad. I've had this and made reference to it a few times in the last week or so. There's guys, the things are going to be changing in 73 days. The pandemic unemployment assistance is going to be going away, and we really, really do want to roll out the red carpet in as many places as possible, so that you can get yourself upskilled, new skills, if possible. And, last time we talked with Mary Okada at GCC, she was talking about boot camps on steroids. And one of the reasons why they're on steroids is because not only are they doing a lot of them, they're doing them for absolutely free. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Ramon. How are you?
I'm just incredible. And thanks so much for not giving me a hard time about not referring to you as Dr. Mary.
Don't worry about it.
I know.
It's good. Everything's good.
How's Margaret?
She's doing well. Thank you.
Oh, my God. Well, hug and a kiss for her when you see her. And Dave, too. You can give Dave a hug for me and tell him I say hello. Anyway, so I got this, and I'm terribly excited about it. And people have actually been calling in going, wait, who do I reach out for this? Marvik Shragi is doing a baking class for absolutely free. And you're giving away, what is it, the first year of the tourism and travel management for nothing as well?
Both of them, yes. So these are all the free one-year college initiative that was initiated a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. And so we finished the first cohort of tourism and travel management. The first cohort 1 year just completed in May. And so baking, because of the pandemic, we couldn't roll out the baking. So there's actually going to be 2 cohorts of the baking for 1 year free, 30 college credits for both programs. 2 cohorts for baking, and then 1 more for tourism and travel management.
Now, everybody says there's no such thing as a free lunch. Is this going to be free classes, but there's fees and books or whatever that you got to pay for?
Nada. No.
Wow.
No, they're not paying. No. What they have to do is they have to meet the requirements of the grant, and so these are all funded by the Department of Interior. Mm-hmm. These are for high school graduates, of course, and the most recent cohort is the first priority. And until we get enough for the program, we work it backwards. And so high school graduates, they have to maintain a 2.5 grade point average as they continue through the program as a GCC student. They must be a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident, okay, and they cannot receive any other type of tuition or financial assistance. And then there is if they don't complete the program, the requirement of the grant is that they actually pay it back. So
well, that's incentive to stay in.
Yeah, so there's an incentive to stay in, to complete 30 college credits for free, and then, hopefully they make a decision to finish the other 30 credits to get the associate's degrey. So that's what is rolling out on these 2 particular programs, but, there's so many other ones that are out and about right now. We just received, this morning, I just received the grant notification for 4 additional boot camps training through the Department of Interior. So, again, another free set of courses to support construction technology here.
Well, I was going to say, because we got, the baking course and tourism and travel might not be up my alley, but there might be a couple of these other boot camps for which I might be even more interested in.
That's correct. And so individuals, of course, the goal on these 2, of course, it's the first college free. On all the other boot camps that we have going for us, the goal, your initiative, your hope has to be, I'm ready to go back to work. I just need some training. Mm-hmm. And GCC is going to provide the training and give you an opportunity to hook up and get employed with an employer.
All right.
Employers are working with us throughout this process, and so they're able to monitor all the students and to meet with the students as they go through the programs that we have.
For those of you that are in the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, before too much longer, you will need to either be in an educational program or involved in meetings and interviews with businesses in order to continue to make those claims. Sign up with these courses over at GCC. Number 1, you can get that new training, upskill for your job, so that when you do go back to the hotel, you say, hey, wait a second, I've already taken a class. I'm in the tourism and travel management class at GCC, so how about a little bit more than folding sheets and making beds? And maybe it will happen for you. But it all gets started with a couple of phone calls. These courses are beginning soon. The baking course starts next week with Marvik, right?
Yes.
Gotcha. Now, for information, is there like a place on the web where you've got all of this stuff lined up and easy to browse?
Yes, it is available on the website, and they can also send an email to workforce@guamcc.edu. And individuals are, monitoring that email and identifying which interest is, and it's all being coordinated through our Continuing Education and Workforce Development Office.
Anytime we can help with the publicity on this, you let me know, okay?
Always.
Always.
Thank you so much.
9:55 in the morning. That's Dr. Mary Okada from GCC, and also a member of the Guam DOE Ed Board. So wearing multiple hats, trying to see from basically kindergarten all the way through college for the better needs of our students and our community. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks so much.
9:55 in the morning, Ray Gibson Show for just a couple more minutes. Is that what we've got here? I got a note and a video here from the mom of the show, Pam Duvall, the grandmother of beloved Millie, who's out there saying, every time I say Millie, I'm reminded that my grandmother's name was on my dad's side. She was Mildred, and the first baby that was born, unfortunately, she didn't live very long. Would have been big sister Shelley's older sister. Was Millie. So every time I see this girl or I say the name Millie, I always have fond thoughts about members of our own family. Anyway, so the video says, "Excuse the mess. It's Friday." Millie singing "Leave the Open" by Bruno Mars. Are you familiar with the song, Real Joe? What's she doing, girl? Wait a second. Do I need to scooch into where she starts singing? Because otherwise she's just doing exercising. Sing, baby. Oh. At the perfect age, isn't it?
Oh, she's so cute.
At the perfect age. Do me a favor, Pam. Don't let her age any older than she is right now. Wouldn't it be great if you could give these kids a pill and just keep them? Yeah, just keep them all there. What is this by the mouth? Hi, Ray. This is Tony Villena, FD Class of 5. Heard you talk about shooting today on your show. If you can, please send the invite out to your listeners or listener friends. We are trying to grow Steel Challenge on Guam. Our first event going to be fun. By the way, my Uncle Jay Rojas shared your show and info. Stay safe. Oh, really? All right. Sunday Gun Day Club presents the Steel Challenge. Take your best shot, shoot steel, and have fun. Sunday, June 27th from noon until 5 at the PD Chamorro Shooting Gallery. Non-competitive stages. 3-inch steel challenge stage, 3 strings per stage, pistol, all calibers, PCC and rimfire rifles are welcome. Prizes, food and drinks win a free pistol. Ooh, and other prizes from Alpha Tactical. Register for free at swiy.io/Sunday Gun Day. And if you're hearing this and going, oh, wait a second, what is all of that again? Go to the web later on. Go to Facebook Live and watch the video on demand, and you'll be able to pull this down. See, there's lots of stuff happening with guns around here. You know why? Yeah. Because there's a bunch of crazy, scary buttholes running around in this town. You just never know what you're going to be up against.
It's going to get wilder, too.
Because full moon. Full moon and the weekend is here, baby. All right, so congratulations to all our winners, and thanks very much for everybody calling in and otherwise participating in the show. We'll just knock these things out and then kill the next minute or so.
Chili's is bringing you a full meal offer with 3 for Me for just $15. You get a beverage, a starter, and an entree. First, choose from a refreshing Coca-Cola or iced tea, pick a starter, then select your choice of a mouth-watering entree, like Cajun pasta with grilled chicken, ranchero chicken tacos, or the savory Santa Fe burger. Dine in today or visit chilisguam.com for delivery and to-go options. Chili's, 3 for Me for just $15. Available for a limited time. Chili's, savor the moment.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they'll continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer staycation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $3,900 by calling Family Finance. Agana 475-4545, Upper Tumon at 647-5626, or in Dededo at 633-4473. Family Finance, serving the people of Guam since 1959. Oh, not a whole lot of time left, but all right. So maybe your deal is not guns. Maybe your deal is fishing rods. Did you catch this over the weekend? There's going to be a marlin and tuna derby. It's going to be tomorrow from 6A to 6P. You want details on that? www.shutupandfish. Internet.com and the World Wide
Nice.
Web. Dude, I want to go out with those guys one time. But they're going to make me do something, right? They're going to make me actually be responsible for something on the boat?
Maybe.
Dude, my job on the boat is to sit on the cooler and make sure it doesn't go anywhere. That's my job. Make sure all the beer is cold all the way through. And sometimes I'll be in charge of radio and radar. Hey, look, I got to go. If you see me out anywhere over the weekend after midnight, tell me, Raymond, go home. For Real Joe, Jerry Robertson, Mana, Ray Gibson saying, see you on Monday.
News. Nearly 100 people are still missing after the partial collapse of a high-rise condo in Surfside, Florida, outside Miami. It happened at about 1:30 a.m. local time.
Every possible resource that not just Miami-Dade County, local, state, and federal are being expanded to, to assist with this situation.
Miami-Dade Assistant Fire Chief of Operations Ray Jadala, at least one person was killed. Rescuers pulled 35 people from the rubble. More than 100 others have been accounted for. The mayor of Miami-Dade County says structural engineers are working to figure out the cause of the collapse. The U.S. will keep a small number of troops in Afghanistan after the drawdown for security for diplomats.
About 650 U.S. troops will remain in Afghanistan for months after the main military withdrawal is complete. The Associated Press reports the remaining U.S. troops will provide security for diplomats and potentially assist